Master, I do not trust you. I cannot trust you or anyone ever again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Dust. Wind. Dude.
I hope I can help. Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it. Farewell.
May you rest in peace.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
Don't you understand, Steven? Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
I'm too old for this shit.
Kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Matt Lanter performs this really very emotional scene where Anakin is talking to his dead mother. And Shmi. And he says to her, I have a wife and I want you to meet her.
You would really like her.
You would like her. And Matt performed it very emotionally and really very, very well. And we're about to move on. And I said, got to do that again. And he goes, well, why? And I said, because Padme already met Shmi.
Yeah, they had dinner
Phantom
together.
Menace. They had food. And I saw Dave kind of take his hat. And I just remember looking over at Ashley, and Ashley goes, I've never seen someone out-geek Dave Filoni before. And I think that was when Dave was thinking, maybe we keep this guy around.
I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. But the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy.
You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, number 78. I am your host, the Fractured Filter, and I believe with me is, as always, my friend, my colleague, my partner in crime in this mad world, J Hitman 187. How are you tonight, sir?
Dude, I'm like Dave Portnoy, dude. I'm playing injured over here, man. I've been trying to get over this.
Oh my god,
this sinus infection, man. It's been kicking.
Oh, the wind's been kicking up, picking up some dust bunnies and just kicking your butt, eh?
That's something, man. It turned into like a post-nasal drip sinus infection. So I'm playing injured, but I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Well, I'm grateful that you showed up. You were willing to tough it out, despite the illness. You are a champion,
Well,
sir.
it's one of two things. I either got it from work or I got it from watching the first episode of Rebels. I don't know. One of the two.
Oh God.
Seeing
that
Hera and Kanan confessing their love for each other. I just about threw up. Where's Wookiee at? So I can tell him.
Yeah, speaking of Wookiee, he was already in here in the stream earlier. He said Ahsoka touched me in the no-no spot.
Oh, well.
So he's also been rather traumatized by recent events of Ahsoka. They've certainly been ramping up the
I'm just traumatized.
He's here. He's editing. All right.
Nice.
Cool, Wookiee.
I'm just traumatized over a bunch of stuff. I'm traumatized. And how I just want.
So
I'm going to throw this out here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
How the heck are you already into season 3, you shyster? Like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you're getting through these episodes, but like, I want to off myself every time. Like, the first episode, I don't know if I told you this at work or I was texting you, but like, I can now see why they call him Space Aladdin, because I thought I was watching Aladdin.
Yeah. Basically, right? So, okay. Yeah, that was I was curious if we wanted to discuss Rebels tonight, because I wasn't sure how far. Okay, so question is, how far did you get through Rebels so far?
I'm not to season 3, but I'm further than episode 1. So I mean, there's a plus somewhere in between season 1 and 3. We'll say that.
Well, what can I say? I had my couple of days off. It was called, all right, let's
Are you powering through this? Like, how are you doing?
Well, so one part is using the guide that we have.
Yes.
And I got through season 1 really easily. Then season 2 rolls around, and it was called like they're 20-minute episodes.
Yeah, which is nice. Which is like I said, that's the one positive out of this series. Is like, I think both Clone Wars.
But that was like the Bad Batch and stuff too. It was only like they were like generally like 24, 25 minutes.
They felt like an hour. I mean, there was no such.
Some of them could, like, even though like they are the length of time that they are. It's like some of those episodes is kind of dragged. But I also then was kind of having fun, just kind of ranting on Twitter about the episodes.
I was having a hoot watching them.
Because I made sure I tagged you, I tagged Wookiee, I tagged Rhino, just to because I know Rhino was talking about doing that as well, rewatching Rebels to kind of do the old refresher as well. Since I mean, this is basically going to be Rebels season 4 or season 5, right. So yeah.
I still have 10 days. I still have less.
Yeah, you still got some time.
So like I
was realizing that too. I was like, okay, I still got some time, but because they've pushed up the Ahsoka time. It's now Tuesday. They're gonna be dropping it like Tuesday night.
Wednesday.
Not Wednesday. But I mean, regardless, we still have time till Saturday till you and I are gonna be reviewing it and everything.
Well, are you gonna do a Wednesday night with Wookiee?
Well,
you're gonna wait.
I know we talked because of the move up. I wasn't sure if we're gonna be doing it Tuesday night, late night, or we're still just gonna keep it on Wednesday. I know we were still figuring out those details because of the push up. So we're gonna figure that out.
Funny that they've always wanted to do. They've always had this fascination with Wednesdays, and yet now it's not even like, oh, we're pushing up a day. Like, oh
yeah, like I think they're really trying to get this out there to get the watch time and stuff like that.
Are more people busy on a Wednesday than a Tuesday? Like, I don't
know. It'll be.
You think you would release on a Saturday when most Americans and Canadians and Europeans and everybody else, aren't working, but maybe it's like, well, but they do that. They've done it with Bad Batch and whatnot. So
yeah.
Can we?
Okay, so where are you in Rebels? Like, what was the last episode you watched?
Out of
curiosity,
to protect myself from embarrassment. I am through episode 1. That's what I'll give you.
Oh,
listen. Here's the thing. Okay, the
Okay.
animation is, and I think Wookiee had said it. You know, he posted I'm still calling it Twitter. He posted a tweet about like it at least takes you like 4 episodes or whatnot to get. The animation is not great.
No,
And
it
again,
does.
like I knew
It takes
that.
some getting used to.
So I'm through
It
episode
does.
1.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
And then lo and behold, of course, they would naturally have the opening scene be between Vader, who looks like a Japanese version of a samurai. I'm just gonna start following this list, but anyways, and then the Inquisitor, which I'm like, oh god, I thought I was rid of you in Kenobi, you asinine character.
The goofy.
Though I will say this,
Mr.
as I was
Egghead.
watching it, I will say this: the Inquisitor in Rebels looks a lot better than what we got in Kenobi.
Absolutely, yeah. That's because it's styled to that animation and stuff like that, so it makes it a little easier there. But yeah, like I just followed this, especially for season 1. Although I would say maybe watch 11 because I think that's the Lando episode. So you just may want that because he does pop in season 2, like for an episode.
Who does?
Lando.
No, he does
like in the
not.
beginning. It's in the beginning.
No, he
yeah.
does not.
Yeah,
Lando
he does.
Calrissian is in this trash show.
Yeah, they conveniently meet up with him. They conveniently meet up with him, freaking Bail, Organa, Leia Organa.
Please refresh my memory. Is this before? This is clearly after Order 66, correct?
This is gonna be like shortly before A New Hope.
So
like a few years before A New Hope.
What I have realized is that, and you shut me down if I'm wrong, or tell me if you disagree, but I feel like Lucas wrote this. He created orders like Star Wars Order 66. That's a Lucas thing, right? And so
yeah,
what has happened is I'm watching this, and this is kind of like an epiphany, but it seems like Star Wars has undermined everything that was supposed to be Order 66. Like,
absolutely.
And I don't know, maybe it's all the cold medicine and NyQuil I've been on, but I sit here, I'm like, like Order 60 is just a joke. It's no different than a Route 44 from Sonic.
Like, it's basically a joke at this point, yeah.
Because in episode 1 he was like, you know, basically he's telling the Inquisitor to go after the children of the Force, and every Jedi that, you know, survived and is training them, and it's like,
yeah.
Now, granted, like when you read the books, like I said, I don't want to speak out of turn here or speak wrongly, but yes, I would assume there would be some surviving Jedi from Order 66, but I would also assume that most of them were, well, I don't know, that might be a stretch, but I was under the understanding that most all Jedi were killed in Order 66, whether it be at the temple or throughout, like, you know, like the operation. Within Disney, it's like, well, every single Jedi freaking now survives. So
it's getting to that point, and Rhino pointed this out on his last Casual Rage. This also not only has we had so many Jedi survive Order 66 at this point, but think about it this. So you remember, like, was it Mando season 3? Grogu's having his trippy flashback to escaping. They then took the action outside of the temple when it was supposed to be isolated to the temple,
bro.
Because there was all that explosion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That meant that, you know, the civilians would be like, "Oh, what the hell's going on here?" When it opens itself up that you know, Palpatine didn't keep it as contained, and to make it, you know, so it wasn't.
I just found out how all the Jedi survived, or a lot of the Jedi survived.
How?
It's because of Filoni's classic stormtroopers that can't hit anything.
Oh,
they went into the temple and they couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. That's why all the Jedi survived.
See, now there we go. We just figured it out.
It's just
that's why.
It's just interesting because, like I said, I don't have this side of, dare I say, knowledge. I don't even want to use that term because that would imply that it's actually worth something. But I'm not privy to this side of Star Wars, right? This is crossing waters. It's like the Atlantic Ocean meeting the Pacific Ocean. You know, the Atlantic Ocean looks nice, cool, crisp, and then you see just the hot nastiness of the Pacific, right? You see that divide, and we're on the right, and these people are on the left, if you will. But if you pull up a picture on Google, like, you can see that clear divide, and that's, you know, I should actually try to pull that up. But where was I going with this? Yeah, so I'm not knowledgeable about this side of Star Wars. Disney. I hate using that because
the whole Disney canon and stuff. I'm also very, out of the loop of and stuff like that. But I mean, this is also why it is kind of a good thing that we did this, because it's giving me a lot of insight into things again. And oh my god, the Ahsoka's old is good. It's gonna be so much fun. Be so much fun because there's so much bullshit that's going to be probably occurring in this goddamn show that we're going to be running into. And I've been already, like I said, with all those posts I've already been making, and I've also been dropping in on like Script Trooper. He's been posting around too. I'm like, there's going to be some dumb shit. They're going to be, especially if Sabine does end up turning out to be Force sensitive and everything and using the Force and all this shit. They've got a major glaring hole there. Because she was in the Empire for a time. And you're meaning to tell them, and I believe Wookiees brought this up too. How did they not check her metachlorine count? And because you'll find out later on in Rebels, I think it is in season 2, they're taking Force sensitive children, so they're keeping an eye out on everything. So how would she get by that? How would anybody get by that? That has the potential.
So, just real quick, it's like this is us over here, and this is Disney over here. Clearly, a very
there's the divide.
divide. So no, I mean, to your point, like I never would have thought I would say that I'd be glad to watch it, but like, yeah, because I'm just, they're not going to go off the book. You absolutely know they're not going to go off the book. So therefore, what do we have to compare it to?
Right.
We can compare it to the book, but it's just so stupid too, because it's like you can see these maybe this is a reach. I need to change my name from J Hitman to just, I guess, the Reacher, I guess, because like in episode 1, they have this stupid Chomper robot
the
droid,
Chopper,
and I immediately feel like it was like this Anakin and R2D2 type relationship.
It's voiced by Dave Filoni.
Chomper.
Yeah, Chopper.
Chomper, whatever. So I don't know. It could be a reach, but you could, I guess, make that, comparison to Lando and his boyfriend droid or whatever, girlfriend droid, whatever it was.
Wookie was saying, wouldn't miss my favorite Filoni lovers. You scumbag, you. From what I've seen, the lightsaber fights are going to be epic from a certain point of view. Wouldn't the light bats, yeah. Fractured was watching at 2 times speed to get through it quicker. Surprising. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind. Would you believe me if I told you that Lando flirted with Chopper? I would believe you. And yes, like Static says, hit that thumbs up button, smash it on Odyssey, on Rumble. We are live. I'm keeping my eye on the chat. You folks are awesome. So please do, if you are there, smash it. Wookie saying they made it in that book. Anyone could be a Jedi, but again, it's still called how did they not catch the metachlorine count that she would be Force sensitive? But then I guess, hey, yeah, anybody could be a Jedi, so it muddies the water just that much that they can't find the.
I mean, Omega's probably going to be a Jedi in Bad Batch season 3.
Probably.
Right.
The book was also wrote about the time Ahsoka was. Yeah, and last I knew, the Ahsoka book too, if it's the same book or the Ahsoka book, they retconned the events in that book. So they love doing that. Oh, they don't need metachlorines. Okay, never mind then. Just ignore Plagueis and everything. Oh, because why would we, God forbid, they're already rewriting history as much as they freaking humanly possibly can. You've only gotten through the first episode, huh?
Yeah. I saw on the episode 2, but I don't even want to continue to watch this because it's like he's already found a holocron and a lightsaber.
Dude,
So it's like,
okay, that's
like,
what I was
what-
saying. That's exact. Dave Filoni has no concept of pacing things out and actually trying to stretch out the story or just trying to, kind of let things develop even naturally. He has to rush to that finish line, get everything thrown out there. I don't care if they didn't know if they're going to get extra seasons or anything like that. You still take your time to do things appropriately. Like they should have built up for Ezra being force sensitive and Kanan doing the reveal that he was a freaking Jedi and everything. That should have been much more over. That should have been over the span of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he hears this little, this little like song playing, and that's supposed to allude to the fact that he's force sensitive, which is just stupid. Anyways, I don't know. But yeah, it's like the holocron, and I just get frustrated because I'm like, another, holocron in this one, and then it's like the holocron, and again, maybe there's, like I said, I've won 2 episodes in, so I'm sure maybe it explains why there's a holocron.
Yeah,
I'm like, but the first episode, I mean, that's kind of like that's a little much. Like, really? And then lightsaber, and then like Kanan, I guess, like dismantles a lightsaber, but then puts it back on his belt, which is weird. So I don't know. I don't know why you do that.
There's certain things that aren't necessarily bad. In that, like hiding your lightsaber, that's obviously a good thing to be doing.
You have to go, we'll pull it out immediately. Like, oh, time out. Let me set this thing up really quick.
Well, that's why. Well, that's the funniest damn thing. That like,
and he's
this becomes very play-by-play thing. Is that they get into a battle and then they take they'll have a moment of brief reprieve. They basically are either posing down, and then then it gives Kanan the chance to put together his lightsaber, or they all pause to activate their lightsabers. The Inquisitors will activate their second blade or whatever. It's very formulaic in even the way the fights are structured, and so that's what that's what I ended up noticing, and even from a clip from Ahsoka, same damn thing. And for Ahsoka herself, she'll always tank like 2 of the baddies, and then they'll break apart, pause, everybody poses. Either then Ahsoka does the dual blade opening up thing, or then like I say, the Inquisitor activates the second blade, and then they get back into another fight. That's basically what they'll always end up doing. Or like I said, Kanan will put together his lightsaber really quick. Ezra will go from, since he like has his dual purpose like blaster plus lightsaber, he'll go from pew pewing to then activating the lightsaber. So they always, and like I said, they just always have these little moments of doing that.
I don't. Maybe I'm just nitpicky, but it's like, when we talk about like hiding lightsabers and everything, why not do what Sheev did when he was before Windu and
keep it in a statue and everything?
Well, if you follow the book, yes, the statue, right? But then he the little sleight of hand poker, Pizak player
up his
sleeve. Sheev was probably in the
he's a quick draw artist with a lightsaber.
Well, that just keeping up his sleeve, Mr. Pizak over here. So that's right. like I get it, but like you're comparing 2 different things, and it's like whatever, you can get and make the argument. So I don't know, man. I guess I'm trying to justify why I hate this. I hate the fact that you're taking your lightsaber apart. I hate the black. Like, I understand.
You don't have to justify any hatred towards it. If you're finding the problems, you're finding the problems.
I just don't. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist. I like the lightsaber blaster pistol things. Like I just don't. I don't know. It's like I don't know.
No, I understand.
So I guess I will continue to watch this, but like, is Kanan a Jedi? Because I didn't get the. See, that's just
he was in the first Bad Batch episode. He's the kid that the Bad Batch were first kind of set upon. Well, mainly God, what's his name? The freaking sniper.
That was him. Oh,
yeah, Crosshair. Yeah, Crosshair went out. Yeah,
I
that was
just figured
Kanan.
he was a ripoff,
Which
like,
was that was different than what they originally did in the comics.
I thought he was just like a ripoff Kyle Katarn, where he became a Jedi.
Well,
and
he
left.
is he's a derivative, but
Became
otherwise,
a Jedi and left the
yeah.
order, and then
Yeah, he was there.
He's literally Kyle Katarn. Then what are you talking about?
That was then like I said, that he was at the present for Order 66. Clones tried to kill him. He ran off, and then he changed his name and went rogue or whatever. Now he's where he's at. And yeah, it's funny because Hera, the voice actress, she also voiced Jan Ors in Jedi Outcast. So yes, it's basically Jan and Kyle.
She must needed money. Voice actor, I
Yeah,
guess.
She's a voice actress, of course. She's gonna be doing. She's already been attached to a
That's
Star
why-
Wars project. Why not?
That's where I draw the line. You had me at Outcast. You don't have me on Rebels. So, other than that, like I said, I mean, and then Imperials are a joke, and I can only tell how it's gonna go, like how it's gonna further progress. But like, and again, I'm not like trying to like be the staunch, nitpicker or whatnot. But like, you got an Imperial strong arming this dude to eat fruit like that. Like, that's not like, in my mind, that's not what the Empire would do. Or like, I don't know. I probably would envision like the Imperial dragging somebody down the middle of the street and offing them, not stealing their fruit because he's fat and hungry.
Right.
And we can do it. And what are you gonna like? So I don't know. And then like Sabine, this whole like relationship, like is she gonna marry Ezra? Is there gonna be like some type of relationship?
They definitely develop there. I think it comes a little bit later, but like it's almost kind of
weird,
not too strong overtures for it. But again, I'm on season 3. I'm still getting through it, so we'll see. Like I said, because it had been a long time since I went through this.
Sabine wants his chain code.
Yeah.
Just saying. So it'll be interesting to see. So you think Ahsoka is literally going to be episode 5
season 5 yeah. Basically.
That's so stupid. Why not just do like season 5 of Rebels and like I just don't get it. Don't get it. It's like, have you seen the meme of the dog at work and everything's on fire and he's going around, he's typing something, he's like, everything's fine.
Yeah, he's just sitting there at a coffee table and
I envision
this is fine. Everything is fine. Yeah.
It's literally what I feel like the writers at Disney are doing. Like they think everything is fine, but everything is actually on fire, but they just continue to just, I guess, act like everything's okay when it's not. And they think, I don't know. It's just,
I guess,
or they really think that this stuff is just good. And that's like, I guess when you are able to, I don't want to say brainwash, but I guess I don't know. It's just weird. It's hard to explain.
No, I agree.
I guess because we grew up with the real Star Wars, but we weren't like brainwashed into. Well, it's like I told you, like that kid from work. He was like his prequels are the sequel trilogy.
Right. Yeah.
He's over here saying, "Oh my goodness, this thing's so old. Like I couldn't even get to A New Hope." I'm like, get out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little sad and disappointing. Just a little.
So is this going to help lead to the sequel trilogy?
Well, we've already. Everything leads to the sequel trilogy. Everything is Bad Batch,
where's the
Mandalorian
sequel trilogy though?
She's conveniently not there, though her voice was there for "I am all of the Jedi," but Filoni did come out and confirm she is still alive. So
how'd
because
she
of course
how'd she do that? Because all the Jedi were dead.
the Force is female.
With, I guess, the
Force is
exception
female.
of, like,
Remember that.
well, of course, Kathleen Kennedy, made that thing. But like Obi-Wan, here's the argument: did Obi-Wan technically die, or did he give himself over to the Force?
He gave himself over to the Force. He became one with the Force, and
But all these other
eventually,
ones,
well, I mean, original canon, yeah, he eventually moved on.
But all these other Jedis that were in that scene, I think were killed. Qui-Gon, Mace. Well, here's the thing: Mace isn't truly dead. People are talking about him coming back. Which, if they've undermined Order, just hear me out. If they've undermined Order 66, what's to say they can't bring freaking Windu back? Because if you're gonna sit there and say, well, all these Jedi survived Order 66, which is supposed to be the most egregious act that's ever been done, right?
Right.
Probably since Malgus, led all those valiant Sith, to the temple and destroyed it. I mean, if a Jedi can escape and all these Jedis can survive Order 66, then why can't Mace Windu survive a fall from the Chancellor's suite, the executive suite?
Of course. I mean, yeah. You know what?
And he himself
Ahsoka's gonna be shown to use the world between worlds and grab him mid-air and save him. And then she's gonna have a Force dyad with him and be able to heal him and stuff.
Do you think she'll be like some type of like Back to the Future where she'll have like a speeder coming out of like a door in space?
Yeah,
like Anakin did with Obi-Wan. What took you so long? Oh, I'm sorry, Master. I couldn't find a speeder that I liked.
Yeah,
with an open
exactly.
cockpit and everything. I'm just curious.
I have seen Sleepy Invasion. Mace is coming back.
I'm just like I said, like, I'm not trying to speculate. Like Samuel L. Jackson was in an interview where he was like, I think he like, don't quote me, but something along the lines of like, other Jedi have come back from worse,
right,
or something along those lines. Now, he may even reach in, and he may have been, just saying that so he can, get another role. But like he said it himself, so why, like, if something wasn't in the works, like, yeah, there's those NDAs and everything, I get it, but like, you don't make that, like, I don't understand logically why you make that comment unless you wanted to come back. But again, that undermines that undermines Sheev and everything that was planned and everything that took place. Like,
absolutely,
it's, if that was the case, and you think that like if he came back, you don't think that Palpatine Sheev would have seen that in the future? Like he would have like I don't know. It's just, this is a rabbit hole that we go down. But like, I pose the question: you don't think she would have known that, or he would have had some inclination that he would have come back? And if there was any chance that he would have come back, why let him kick his lightsaber out of his hand? Like, yeah, that may have been an actual move. I mean, that could have been like a real thing, or Sheev could have just been throwing the fight in that moment because he was betting on the gambit. He was betting on the fact that Anakin was going to come in. But regardless of the fact, like, if there's any inclination that he was going to come back, you don't think she would have known that?
I would, I would have thought he would have known.
Why wouldn't he just take him out right there? You and I both know, and anybody who reads EU and canon and legends knows that she was a proficient duelist. Like, you read in Plagueis, it explains how good he was. Like, yes, and to Windu's point, or to Windu's defense, like, Windu was good too. He was a Grand Mace. I think he was Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Was he not? Yeah.
He was a great,
so, like,
I mean, he wasn't like, I think Yoda was the Grand Master of the Jedi, while he was basically the second two. He was
for
the
sure.
next strongest person next to Yoda.
But you think that if Palpatine wasn't confident that he was going to end him right then and there, he would have just...
Yeah.
I mean, he freaking took out, like, and again, like, in the book, it was negative seconds.
He acted pretty quick.
It was very quick in the book, right?
Yeah, it was much. I mean, it was probably about as fast, but I mean, there was definitely a little more to it too.
In the book,
Kit Fisto definitely didn't make it so long, and
I think Kit Fisto in the book lasted maybe a second.
Decapitated head too.
So it's like, my whole problem with that theory is like, you undermine Sheev, you undermine everything.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, they've been working strong and hard at that.
But where would he fit into the, like, I don't know. Watch him come back in Ahsoka.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm joking that.
No,
Yeah, but I because I hear you say a lot, and other people say this. Like I think I've heard Raging say it, Ryan say it. Like everybody says that all roads lead back to the sequel. So it's like I don't understand where Ahsoka fits in this because she wasn't in the sequels. I didn't know that her voice.
She's always conveniently not there, but doing some of the most important work.
And how is she the most important Jedi? And like I don't know, because you were talking earlier about midichlorian count. Like I don't ever remember seeing her midichlorian count.
Well, she's certainly not chosen one status, but I mean, like Wookiee pointed out, they've been making it so that anybody can be a Jedi, and what does a midichlorians count matter anymore anyways? It doesn't. It's poof, it's gone. It's non-existent. It's just called you get the Force, and you get the Force, and you get the Force.
Well, I mean, their defense is what Obi-Wan said, and A New Hope, it binds us, it penetrates, or it surrounds us, it penetrates us, it binds us together, it binds the galaxy. Like what? I forget how he exactly says it because I'm drunk off NyQuil. But that's their defense. Smash that like button and like Flint smashes cannon. Love it. I had a nightmare, and I don't know if I was again drunk off NyQuil. But I thought that I had seen something that had to do with Mara Jade in Disney Star Wars, and I think I woke up in a cold sweat, or I saw on Twitter or something. But I was like, please don't do this. Please don't touch Mara Jade.
Don't bring her into this. Don't bring her into this.
Just just leave her alone. Let old dogs lie. That's going to be the final straw. That's where I quit life if they come in and just butcher Mara Jade.
Well, and I mean she's G canon.
She should be.
She is canon.
I mean, she should. Like if you talk about like a powerful. I mean, forget Ahsoka. Get your Mara Jade.
100%.
I just don't understand the hype behind her. Like, again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Everybody teach his own, but like Davi also was saying that like he loves Ahsoka. I was like, what is the appeal with Ahsoka? Like, what is the appeal?
I think for some it's basically like again like some of the first early Star Wars experiences for some of them, and it was just a character they grew along with. So that's why they love her so much.
Who's worse or who's better, her or Rey? When you talk about Mary Sue characters and the more plot armor than Mando himself, like
Ahsoka's getting up there at this point. Ahsoka is getting up there at this point.
I mean, is this their business model to continue to create characters to dig out the other characters that have failed? Like, and again, like there are characters that I think they intentionally try to just maim and kill, right? Like Boba Fett, it was Fennec Shand, it was freaking
well, they always seem to be very much Filoni characters that get the spotlight over and above all else.
Yeah, it was Book of Boba, and then Mando came in, and then Mando was doing good, and then it was freaking,
it was even before Filoni officially became head of creative and everything too. You can see his character. Like, look, even in Mando with was it Mando season 2? Bo-Katan with her little pet get to outshine, basically go toe to toe or almost outshine Boba Fett in that little quick fight in that cantina.
Oh yeah, with Sasha Banks, the old WWE wrestler. Yeah, that powerful women.
You could have your freaking Luke, Uncanny Valley Luke later on in the season finale, but when that happened, I'm like, excuse me,
you can
excuse me. I'm not even a Boba Fett fan or not, like a hardcore or nothing, but even I know his capabilities, what his capabilities should be.
This is the same guy that had Vader like put off in that. Was it which comic was it? You've referenced it before, where like he had him when he was standing toe to toe with Vader.
Oh,
and there's yeah, I forget
yeah,
which one it was.
I forget what it's called too, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You can slap me in the face later, but I have a theory, and I swore to myself that I would never try to make a platform off theories because we know a guy that's done that, who's done very well. But what if, since anybody and everybody can now become a Jedi, right? Sabine, Omega. What if Bo-Katan is somehow now becomes an apprentice of Ahsoka and becomes a Jedi? Like,
no, I think that's gonna be Sabine, not Bo-Katan.
You think Sabine, not Bo?
Yeah.
How's Sabine gonna get the dork saber from freaking Bo?
Doesn't matter.
You
The
can't
dark
just...
saber's destroyed. The dark saber's destroyed in God. Remember, they destroyed it in
well, that's
season
what you
3.
think. Nothing's destroyed. Ever. Darth Maul was destroyed and he came back. Reva was destroyed and came
everyone
back.
Everyone is a Skywalker.
Here's the thing. Yeah, who's to say that actually was the real dark saber?
God damn it, Hitman! Why do you have to do that?
I'm just saying, man. You think Moff Gideon would destroy that intentionally? I bet you it was a fake prototype to crush the hope of Mando.
What?
And the Mandalorians.
You know, the thing is, like, I could see
you know,
that being
you
the
could
case.
see, you could see. Why would he do it? Why would he destroy the very thing that he wanted to get, and the one thing that he needed to metaphorically and to crush the Mandalorians? Why would he do that? It doesn't make logically any sense. I'm not like sitting here peddling, you know, and like, I mean, there's a bit of me that wants to get your blood pressure up, but I'm just saying, like, you think that he would? Where's Wookiee at? Ask, where's Wookiee? Let me ask Wookiee what his thoughts are. I don't think he would. I think it was a fake, honestly. But that's just me. But I'm also drunk off NyQuil, so don't take my word for it. Where's Wookiee? Wookiee, what are your thoughts? Pause your editing.
Oh my god.
You big walking carpet.
Oh, jeez.
Think about it, though.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised that they, for some reason, pull a darksaber out of their ass to go, oh no, it wasn't actually destroyed. Here is the real one. Like, that wouldn't surprise me.
I bet you Moff Gideon had it this whole time, and that's just been a fake one.
Oh no, I'm also expecting like the Moff Gideon that died was actually a clone, and he's gonna be back in season 4.
Here's the thing. Maybe it was a fake, and that's the reason why freaking Mando couldn't use it. Because I don't know, man.
Yeah, Wookiee's on board too.
Wookiee, oh man, coming in clutch. You can eat your pineapple pizza tonight. It's okay. But yeah, like it's an interesting thing to think about.
It is indeed.
So where they go? We just gave them gold. We're gonna get emails. We should start like an actual business email. Watch us get emails and like, we'd like to offer you a job for writing for Disney.
I'll be a scab. I'll be a scab. Yeah. Absolutely, I'll be a scab. Why does Sabine have to have the darksaber? Its primary significance is to symbolize ruling Mandalore.
Well, because and like I said, I don't want to. Again, I preface, I don't want to misspeak. I'm not knowledgeable in this field. But I always thought having the darksaber, to Duke's point, was like you couldn't be the ruler of Mandalore unless you had the dark. Well, I don't. Within Disney lore, I thought that was a thing. Like you had to have that to rule Mandalore. Was like
not in actuality, because in Clone Wars they had a ruler of Mandalore, but it was the Death Watch that came along with the.
He still had it. That guy still had it. The blonde guy.
Yeah, he had it, and then he was trying to claim that he had rightful rulership over Mandalore, and he eventually tried to take over, and then eventually Maul took it from him, killed him for it, took the darksaber, and then he took over Mandalore. So the darksaber would lose meaning if there was another Mando Jedi. It screws up so much. Wow, they excel at that. If you used to become a Jedi, one of the most important tasks is to create your own lightsaber. This is part of it. Yep. Part of the trials.
So I get who created the dork saber then within Disney lore? Was it that Tar Vizsla guy?
Oh God, I remember them mentioning it in the book of Dad Bod Fett, but I forgot. Like, yeah, it was like something.
Yeah, there's a Jedi bit. Yeah. No, again, you're supposed to make your own Jedi. That's part of your trial. Oh, it's part of your trial, but you're supposed to make it. So,
indeed.
But
Well,
go ahead. And then Wookiee was like, it screws up so much. I was like, well, I mean, what could be worse?
Like, I mean, they could go. They'll take it in whatever direction they feel fits their current need for quote unquote storytelling. So it'll be whatever.
They'll have a lightsaber that is going to be a non-binary crystal. Because we did that segment months ago where like it was the actual thing where they're like the crystals have feelings now. They're sentient beings.
Yeah, the Kyber crystals. Well, that's how you make the not dark saber, but the lightsaber bleed.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that. I hate that so much. Is this supposed to be the Sith use synthetic crystals? That was the whole thing.
It's like, man, I chose a grumpy crystal and now it doesn't want to turn on.
It starts getting all temperamental and shit.
Yeah. Or it's oh man, just so stupid. So stupid.
Yep. Well, with that, all right. Well, how about a bit of a palate cleanse?
Yeah.
At least that I think is a palate cleanse. And this is really cool. This popped up on my Twitter like a couple of days ago. And it's this channel. Let me bring it up really quick. John Likens, which he does, and you see already these two videos here, and I'll throw his channel into the chat for people. But he's doing some pretty cool animations here, and we're gonna watch the first one. This is of Donatello, and for the video, let me bring it up. So he said, nobody puts Donnie in the corner. Get ready for TMNT Journey into Madness. It's a darker and grittier approach to the iconic Turtles, featuring cinematic storytelling, intense action, and drama. A long-standing goal of mine is to create a TMNT film or episodic series. Until that day comes, here's a little taste test of what that might look like. Created entirely by yours truly. And yes, there's a lot more to come. There's a lot more where that came from. Cowabunga, dudes. So yeah, play. It's really just kind of a shorty. I will play this really quick. And that was Donatello as the starting, which I gotta say, like, I love that he's using the 90s Ninja Turtles look for the Turtles, for one. I love that. That's great. But he's even oh God. But there's kind of an interesting thing, get shown with Leo's video. But I mean, even the Foot Clan, they kind of got the movie look, while also, like, you see these kind of cool shoulder pull. They look really cool too. And even just from, and there's a little extra on Donnie here. He's got like these bandages and everything. And some people have been referencing that it's kind of hinting at Last Ronin for the storyline potentially. But there doesn't seem to be, at least between the two videos, any of that really going on. Or at least so far, these are, because like it is, these are just test footage, and like he's just saying it's just that, and he wants to do a gritty kind of storyline, which I mean could even just be the early Turtles comics. The beginning of the Turtles comics were a bit dark and gritty and stuff like that, bloody, and certainly started with a bang. So there was Donnie's video. Here is Leo's, which I also gives you an idea of where this guy is kind of going with the with it. So for one, goddamn, seeing Leo move like that is awesome.
Why can we get this in an actual movie?
Right? But what I find a little bit interesting though is that he's using the cartoon, the 87 cartoon version of the Foot Clan, because the Foot Clan in that were robots. So like it is, boom, detaching the arms, and they're cybernetic. So he's robot Foot Clan static. Those were in the 87 cartoon. That was kind of their way of getting around like the extra violence and stuff like that. Oh, they're just beating up a bunch of robots. Yeah. But I mean, it really is really cool. Leo looks awesome in this too. This was the first clip I saw was of Leo, and I'm looking forward to
Last Ronin.
I did read Last Ronin, yes.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I think that's where he's gonna be going with this potentially. Yeah, but like I said, this could just be the test footage. Is that and I do like that. Like you see these little extra detail on Leo's chest, the scars and everything. A little more than Donnie. And like I said, I love. To me personally, it's just like immediately gets my attention because you're using the 90s Jim Henson creature effects version of the Turtles, and that's my absolute favorite look for them, especially for live action. It's just been the one that works so well. And I mean, the detail on him is great. And then, like I said, it's pretty cool that, I mean, you just get to see that's him tearing ass through boom. The only thing I'd maybe say is like the teeth kind of stick out for a moment there, but because I mean, if you saw like the original, they were more together. This kind of looks like they're a little more separated, but otherwise, I mean, that's a silly little nitpick right there. But yeah, that's definitely why we've got them as no blood or anything, but he's doing it as the the cartoon that predated the movie. And it's not a bad route to take necessarily, especially if you want to do like a bunch of wholesale slaughter. It's a easy out, and it'll be a lot of our brains of, oh, I know where that's from, where he's getting that from. So,
dude, shout out to all these graphic designers giving us a follow, making us feel we're more important than we actually are. Appreciate you. Wait, Yogasako Zen. Delete.
But yeah, I just thought that this was definitely a cool and nice little.
What's interesting is what's interesting is that fan fiction films are far superior at times than what we actually get out of Hollywood. And it's
with
like
so many new tools
laziness
and stuff like that, so many new tools, it's making it for some. The work is a little easier at times. I'm not saying it's all easy or nothing. But
I mean,
like certain extra tools and stuff like that, like even like things like the Unreal Engine.
Well, I was gonna say this looks like Unreal Engine.
It could be. I mean, he doesn't specify what he's using.
Yeah, it's sad, man, because it's like, and again, I'm not in comparison to you. Like, yes, I grew up watching the old Ninja Turtles, but I'm not like a.
Okay, so like he says he has the tags for animation, C4D, Maya, and Blender.
Okay, that makes sense.
So those are some of the
Maya's
things that he's using.
Maya's a professional. Well, I'm familiar with it.
So am I. But yeah, I'm gonna be the links I'm putting in the description. So definitely give that account a follow. He's also on Twitter under the same name. Definitely, I know for sure I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for more of these test footages to come out. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to seeing Raph and Mikey and how they look, because if it's like this, it's gonna be pretty freaking badass. And I'm gonna imagine like Raph's is probably gonna be like the most like savage, because he's been now so much the hothead.
Yeah.
So yeah, links also in the description now to the channel and to the videos. I'll again throw it into I'll throw the channel into the chat, because yeah, this is definitely something cool to keep an eye out for.
I'd rather watch this than the actual Ninja Turtle movie.
I mean, it's gonna be a top contender.
Isn't that sad?
But I'm gonna. Oh, you mean like the Mutant Mayhem that came out?
Yeah.
Totally. 110%.
I'm curious to see how bad Blue Beetle's gonna do, or if it actually does well. Sorry to throw DC in there really quick.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a curious thing.
I'm still pissed because they let George Lopez call Batman a fascist.
Well, and if you're gonna want to find out some extra stats and information, Wookiee shows something Sunday. Tune in for that. He'll sure to be dropping some numbers over there for sure.
Love it. I'll be sure to tune in.
Yeah. So yeah, Static even said totally following this dude. Robot Foot Clan, I answered that. I was wondering where the blood was. Yeah. Wookiee saying too much blood and no traction on YouTube. Well, like I said though, but it's not a bad thing to because it, like I said, it to me when I was like, what robot? And I was like, oh, that's like the cartoons. They did the same thing with the old cartoons where they are all robots. I'm like, okay, that in and of itself is kind of its own little call to that. So I thought I get what you're saying, because yeah, even Static's like, yeah, good point. It doesn't necessarily need blood, so it works out perfectly, I think.
I really like the concept of using, like you said, the 90s robotic Foot Clan. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And like it is, they all have like it says, it's cool that they also have the same Foot Clan look from the 90s movie. They have all the look from the 90s movie, and then just like it is, just that little extra detail that yes, no blood, it doesn't need blood or helps with traction, but it's still, like I say, for anybody that watched the 87 cartoon knows the Foot Clan were robots, so it works out.
Shameless plug, but I do enjoy, I think it was Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was really good.
Heard that was good.
I
heard it was good. I haven't watched a lot of that though.
You need to check it out on the seas. Did I get it right?
Yeah,
the high seas.
The high seas.
No, it's really cool because it did like I said. I mean, they had Ra's al Ghul in it, and then obviously Shredder, and then the guy some bug guy that works for Shredder, I guess. Some fly
guy. That's Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, he's in it, and it's a good one. It's good. But the fight scene between Batman and Shredder was kind of interesting, because it's like, of course you can't have Batman lose, but you also will allow him to get kind of beat up. By the end of there's a fight scene between Batman and Shredder, and they're both obviously winded at the very end of it, which
right,
naturally you got two behemoths clashing.
So they don't like underpower the Shredder or anything. They keep him as a pretty big threat.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'd say so. It's like two different. How do I say it? Like martial arts, I guess. It's hard to explain, but you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
I'll have to check it out.
Like I said, I mean, there's a scene where he like Shredder just kicks.
I know I've seen some clips, but I'll have to watch it full.
He does this thing where he moves he stands and he does this, like he puts his hand in a circular motion. The Foot Clan symbol comes in and he punches Batman in the gut, and you can see like his armor like cracks in, and looks like his spine's almost giving on, and he flies back.
Kind of the typical anime, like a Dragon Ball Z style punch where where suddenly their fist is going through them, but not actually through them.
But it's cool to see, because it's like, okay, well, like Shredder just basically rock Batman, and so it's because typically you see like Batman's he never gets beat, he's invincible, he's got all this plot armor, blah blah blah, in some cases, right? This movie was pretty cool because it's like it's an actual they're actually going tit for tat, which is very cool to see, because there's credit to Shredder, and then there's so check it out.
I'll have to hunt it down and take it, because I remember seeing it floating through some stores and stuff. I'm like, what the heck? Batman versus the Ninja Turtles? What the hell? Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I mean,
I wanted to see freaking Raish and Shredder fight. That would have been a really freaking cool match to see, because I love Raish.
Say it again.
I said I wouldn't, because I wanted to see Raish and Shredder fight.
Yeah,
that would be the duel of the century, man.
Absolutely. Okay. So did you want me to bring up this done? Oh wait, you're stepping away for a moment.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Did you want me to pull up this fight choreography? I feel like we went over this one before.
Did we? Okay. I don't
know. I don't know. I don't care either way.
Well, it was just funny because people had talked about like, oh, there's going to be a lot of good choreography in the Ahsoka. I'm like,
right.
It's like comparatively to this, you think we'll get like
Let's
this
see.
kind of
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna get anything like this out of Ahsoka.
Yeah, I know we've done this before. We've reviewed kind of the fights.
Yeah, we went over some of the especially when they added in, I think, like the lightsaber effects and stuff like that. We saw the Palpatine fight that was being choreographed until they decided that Lucas was like, no, I want Ian McDermott in there. I want him in there.
That's the one thing that I disagree with Lucas on, pulling that fight scene.
Wookie says he sent that clip. Twitter chat.
Oh, beautiful.
Twitter chat.
I didn't think Twitter chat was working.
X or Twitter or whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays has been broken off and on since freaking Musk picked it up. Been all sorts of goofy shit happening with that site. So, unsurprising. But anyway, let's see here. What else? I mean, we got plenty of stuff certainly to go over. Share to post. Oh, you share. Okay. As soon as Hitman's back, we can take a look at this, which, yeah, I planned on going over.
Which one?
So this is from Ahsoka. This clip kind of dropped, and Lordy Lord.
Mm.
I don't know if you've seen this at all. You ready?
Yeah, no, I've not seen it.
Like I said, this is also going pretty play-by-play for an Ahsoka fight in Rebels. Because here you go. Get our pose down. Activate that saber. And then they'll get started on the next part of the fight. So.
It just looks just so bad.
Yeah.
Like, how can you go from, you know, Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting Grievous's, I forget what they were even called.
Oh, the Magma Guards.
Magma, yes, thank you, Magma Guard. And just that whole choreography to like this.
And she came up in that time too, so you'd think she would be moving with that kind of speed,
right? It's just,
and plus, this is really weird. Like, this should be like her pushing would be the saber would be going further in. She doesn't have a cross guard on that lightsaber. And it doesn't look like she's doing
using
anything.
The force to push the droid as far as each time she walks.
I mean, I guess, but there's no hint of that. I mean, this is the thing. They're only just doing stuff, especially to make it look cool. And then it just falls apart after a moment. And then, like I said, they got to stop, walk around, they're posing. And they activate the lightsaber. You'll see it, trust me. You'll see it. It'll be play for play.
He flies away. He flies away.
If we don't get helicopter lightsabers, I'm gonna be very disappointed in this series.
He's like, I gotta go.
And peace. I'm out. Yeah, that is so slow. And why not force push the droid and keep the second ready? Yeah. God, this show. It's gonna be something else. I can't wait.
I want my helicopter scene.
I do too at this point. I want that to be a thing. I want to see that. I want it to be I want it to play out. It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
You think it will?
What, the helicopter scene?
Yeah.
I don't think so. They seem to have kind of shied away from it, especially after they first did it. They didn't do it again, but then they also, God. So that was the thing. The freaking I think that was season 2 finale. So season 2 finale is when they bring in Darth Maul. He comes back. And of course, he's definitely trying to manipulate and get Ezra to his side and all this. And eventually shows up. There's the 3 other Inquisitors that are on quote unquote Malachor. And I love how they punk out Maul. Like he dusts the 3 Inquisitors. He takes all 3 of them out with basically little effort. And then Kanan gets blinded, and then just in a fail sweep, clears Maul and, gets him out of their way for that time. Just completely kicks his butt in just a few short moments after he just kind of does a quick, almost breathing, and then he does 1, 2, 3s Maul. And I was like, what the fuck just happened here? Are you kidding me? So they built them up really quick of, dusting the 3 Inquisitors, 2 of which Ezra and Kanan were both having problems with. And yet here they are only consistent at they're being inconsistent with their stuff, and also delegitimizing any villains that they have But I guess, hey, they were building up for Vader's appearance. So go figure. Go figure. Let's see.
Will Reva be in the show?
What's that?
Will Reva be in the show?
He just might. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? I gotta. God. Oh God, Lordy Lord. I hope not. I really hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me too.
Yeah. Can't wait for it, man.
So pumped. Let's go. On to something else. This will certainly get my possibly my blood boiling. It already kind of did. I don't know if you've heard about this. So the Xbox 360 marketplace is shutting down next year. Now I get it, for some people that probably doesn't mean anything. They have already moved on to their Xbox One or Series X and Series S. But this is setting, and this is over on Niche Gamer. I like their site. But this is there's some extra details in this. So Microsoft has announced that the Xbox 360's marketplace will close down, but you can still play your games. All right, that's fine. So they say you can read the announcement below. They have it right here. This November will mark 18 years since the Xbox 360 launched. It was a generation-defining console that invited many to jump into gaming for the first time and connect with friends around the world. Over the years, we've heard stories of players who found a lifelong love of games, starting with the likes of Cameo, Gears of War, Fable 2, and other Xbox 360 classics. We're thrilled so many fans keep playing their favorite Xbox 360 games on Xbox 360 or on newer consoles via backwards compatibility. One thing I will say that they did right. As we head towards 2024, we have a change to share about the Xbox 360 experience. On July 29th, 2024, Xbox will stop supporting the ability to purchase new games, DLC, and other entertainment content from the 360 store on the console and the 360 marketplace, marketplace.xbox.com. Related to this change, the Microsoft Movies and TV app will no longer function on the 360, which means TV and movie content will no longer be available on your 360 after July 29th, 2024. Between now and July 2024, you can continue purchasing games and DLC from the Xbox 360 store and the Xbox 360 marketplace. This change will not affect your ability to play Xbox 360 games or DLC, so won't affect your ability to play. You have already purchased. So if you've already purchased it, it's kind of like on Steam as well. If you've already purchased your games and they happen to remove it from the marketplace, it stays in your purchase list or whatever. So you can always re-download it still and play it if you want to, possibly. But this is kind of the thing. Xbox 360 game content previously purchased will still be available to play. Not only the 360 console, but also Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S devices via backwards compatibility. It has been stated that the Xbox 360 marketplace will close down. Users will not be able to purchase games, DLC, or any other content available. This change does not affect the games that users already own. Here it is, but it does mean that titles will be inaccessible for purchase later. Even after the cutoff date, users will still be able to play these titles online or through retro compatibility if they have been purchased before the marketplace shutdown. So this is where my whole thing really games as a service, online services, online game, or online only games and stuff like that. This is a problem because at any time, yes, they will shut down those services. This is a problem because here's the thing. Yes, as even Wookiee points out, he literally owns all physical games for Xbox 360. That's great. But there are sometimes some of those games that are offered only digitally. So those digitally only games are going to be inaccessible unless they do, yes, maybe move it over to the new marketplace, which is very possible. And, my rage and everything could be very unwarranted. But that's still a risk that is being taken with a lot of this. This isn't just for the Xbox 360. This is for any and all digital marketplaces that we have. Hell, even for Steam, it's a problem. That, games at any time with online services and stuff like that can be shut down. Your game that requires an online connectivity is effectively dead if they decide to shut it down. Like Wookiee also points out, 360 Halo 2 servers shut down years ago. But even now, you can emulate Halo 2 on PC and play online that way. Regardless. No, that's only if you have a real dedicated fan base. Again, like a game, Star Wars Galaxies, shut down, couldn't play it, didn't have access. Just happened to be a passionate group of players got together, revived the game through a lot of work and a lot of effort. However, even like a game like The Matrix Online, which I know was like for my brother a game he enjoyed the shit out of, I enjoyed it a lot too. I thought it was a lot of fun. But the game shut down, to be gone forever. This is a very, this is the very risky and unfortunate thing with digital services and digital games and stuff like that is that, yes, and that's this old too. They can change their terms of services at any time to then also reflect, what? Maybe you don't have access to that game. And that, yes, could lead into legal issues, but called, well, we changed our terms of service, which has been known to happen.
Can't wait to see if PS5 follows suit, PlayStation follows suit. Which I don't know if PlayStation has like a...
PlayStation has done their own stupidity with online services and stuff like that as well. And that's, that's why I've also just been like, screw it. I'm kind of staying away from consoles altogether. Because like it is, because even though like you got games through the PlayStation Plus membership, you had it downloaded or whatever, as soon as that subscription, that service ended, you don't have access to the game anymore.
Right.
You can't play it or anything. Granted, you quote unquote got it for free, but even though you try and go back and play that game that's in your library of games, they cut off your access.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tried going back and playing like one of the Yakuza games that I had downloaded. It cuts off your access. And I'm sure Xbox has or will do the same thing. So for certain games, if you don't have certain services, yes, you could lose access to your games. That's the one reason why I do like good old games, GOG.com. You purchase those games and you can download them and still be able to play them even offline and stuff like that. You don't have to have a connectivity. You don't have any digital rights, whatever the hell the DRM actually stands for, of locking you out of your game when you don't have online connectivity. So, it's these little things that can really, and that's why I like the channel Curse Farms. Ross Scott, he's one of his big things is game preservation. And I'll keep bringing him up about that because it's definitely a thing that he's very adamant about. And it's the unfortunate thing. Like he's played the other games, like there's a game Battleforge that because it required online services, got canned or whatever. Game shut down. People no longer had access to it. The game dead. Darkspore, while the game was mid at best, he's still, like he points out, dead. Because again, you lost your online connectivity, you couldn't play through it ever again. And any of these online service games have a limited lifespan. So it's even like games like The Crew 2 from Ubisoft, because of their online services, The Division and Division 2. have a limited lifespan for how long these developers decide to keep them active, keep them going. So even though you paid for these games, paid for all your microtransactions, all your DLC and stuff like that, at a point can be shut down entirely and you lose access to that game. And it's just little things like this that, oh, it's an old console, who cares? Oh, it's just these old games, who cares? That's how it, that's why I think, especially like this case test is basically the gaming marketplace. How can they get, how they test out some of these digital rights and digital distributions and purchases and stuff like that. So use the gamers as our guinea pigs for what we can get away with. And if the gamers let you get away with it, then yeah, surely easily movie purchasers and stuff like that, it'll be just as easy to steamroll that too for any, if you purchase digital movies and everything. Like it's been said around, you will own nothing and be happy. You'll just keep renting or whatever through these digital services and not actually own the things that you are putting your hard-earned money to.
I wonder if they're going to get rid of the Game Pass as well. Or
last I heard, like the Game Pass was changing. They're restructuring it a bit. So,
because it's like it's the same concept. You download, as long as you have that subscription, you can download as many games as you want and play them for the life of that subscription.
Right.
So I'd be very curious if they're gonna restructure that and what it would look like.
Possibly, but you know, it's just these little things like this that just kind of.
So you're saying go PC?
Go what?
You're saying go PC then?
Not even go PC, because unfortunately, even the PC gaming marketplace can be just as borked as the console market. Well, just in the terms, of like sometimes the digital purchases and stuff like that. Yeah, we have a place like GOG that allows you to, you know, download those digital copies of the game, so you have a copy of it. You have the game that you purchase. You know, you can, yes, install and play at any time. That's a great benefit to them. But the biggest marketplace, the people that have like basically a monopoly on the market is Valve, which is the Steam launcher. They basically have the whole, I mean, and they earned that spot because they were building it for the longest time. But the thing is that there's always been a lot of issues that I will say, I guess I kind of have to actually go back on this, is that, you know, in the PC marketplace, anytime like some screwing around was happening with games being removed at times, or your purchases maybe getting screwed with by Steam, there was some good kickback to where they had to reverse different things for purchases or even for returns and everything like that. Also kind of happened at I think somewhere in the European side of things, their laws and stuff were especially coming down on the company. But yeah, it's the digital marketplace is still pretty wild west. And so, yes, I am very much a proponent of where you can purchase the physical games so you have at least that copy. But the other thing is that make sure also for some of those games, it's not just online service game. You know, that's the big thing. Look for the single player games that are out there that are just that, single player, and you don't need that online connection. As soon as you boot it up, you can play it, no problem. Boom, away you go. And, you know, I think we already talked about this, but, you know, it's the issue of like day one DLC, day one patches and everything like that. That's where they've used the always online as a crutch for sending out basically broken games. They can just, we'll patch it. Oh, don't worry. Well, you know, yeah, it's going to take like a few weeks, but we're going to fix the game. Don't worry. But hey, pay that $70. Pay that $70 so you can get the game. But we're going to be fixing it, even though we should have done that before freaking launch. When we didn't have a lot of those issues early in the day. But I mean, hey, if you got a bad game, that was kind of just it. You got a bad freaking game. There was nothing that could be fixed. But, you know, that's why a lot of times there's a lot of quality control that went into that. But it's it's a problem. And like it is, yes, like they say in this article, any of the games you've purchased, they're still part of your library. But then, like it is, if it goes away, do you get like if you missed out on a DLC that like, oh, I forgot about that one, I need to go grab it. Would you still be able to access that one? I mean, they don't mention anything about the marketplace moving over, but just that, yeah, you can still play the games that you've purchased, but it's not saying the marketplace is moving over. They're shutting it down. They're shutting it down, that marketplace that you will no longer have access to. And they say DLC is part of it. So if you miss out, are you just shit out of luck? So that's another kind of question to some of this.
Begs the question for sure.
So, yeah, like I said, it's always one of those things that certainly lights a fire under my ass. It kind of goes, what the fuck? But yeah. I don't know if you have any extra.
Well, it's just the uncertainty of like, we're gonna from a membership to Game Pass, because they're banking on, the Game Pass being successful, because that's where you can get a lot of the old games from, like you said, the 360, unless you're like looking, you have all of them. So I mean, if they're ultimately, they've been doing this for years, man. This whole like slow and a frog boiling in water switch from hard games to the digital games, which is just asinine, because it's more expensive to buy a card than it is the physical game, and that it should be the other way around.
Or sometimes they're the same price, or
should be different. Like the new Modern Warfare comes out in November, right? And you can pre-order it and it's $99. Now it's the Vault edition, so I would assume the cross-platform edition is going to be $79. Right? That's still like, I remember when Xbox games were $49, and that was expensive, and they would go on sale, you'd find them on sale for like $19.99, but it's now like, and you can't blame it on inflation. Oh, it's inflation. No, man, this has been a thing for a long time. Like you can't. I don't think it's inflation. I think they're just greedy, and they're banking also on all these microtransactions that are happening. They're making thousands, and I mean, the microtransactions has to be a multi-million-dollar. Like I'm very curious to see how much revenue they bring in a year from just.
For some games, absolutely, they are very lucrative, because they get what they call the whales, and the whales are very willing to hand over money.
Yeah, man. Like,
so
we talked about the guy who downloaded Diablo, the mobile, and spent like I don't know how much he spent.
I remember that.
And lost it.
Copious amounts of money,
and lost it. So it's like, I don't know, man. Between this, like I said, always been an Xbox guy. 2 weeks ago we reviewed or talked about how they're gonna Big Brother us, and now this, and it's like what's gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back? Like, what are they gonna do now to where it's like, I'm just gonna literally I've already, I've made announcements, like I'm building my computer, right? It's just I'm just at a point where I've got to get all the parts, because China hates us, and China's the only person I can get these parts from, apparently. But it's like, at one point in time, do you just go PC route, man? Like the moderating, that's the word. The Big Brother, if you like, that set me off, man. It's like, instead of being like, well, just don't listen to the guy, or just leave the room,
just mute him and whatever. You have all the tools to do all that.
You gotta go Kamala Harris and be like, oh, you gotta love everybody. Everybody's equal, and yeah, like, fine, like, I get it, but like, don't listen to all my conversations. And if you don't like what I say, then mute me. Just like if you say something I don't like, I'm gonna mute you.
Exactly.
But instead of like, it's just a control thing. That's what I wasn't gonna thought about. Well, I didn't think about bringing this up, but it's like, you see this viral video that's going around, Anthony Oliver Anthony, this guy that did the song Richmond, North of Richmond.
Yeah.
That's what he said. It's all about control.
Absolutely.
You know, it has nothing to do with people being hungry. It has absolutely everything to do with the fact that they want to control. They want everything. They want to have their hand in everything and control, and so. But they always have to go, like, far be it to, like, you know, controls during COVID and everything, but like, don't control me in the place where I escape. That's where I draw the line. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm being funny, of course, but like, don't come into like the one thing I hold dear, like Star Wars, and just the escapism. Like, it's like you leave the real world for 30 minutes to go play a game or go watch a movie to escape to escape.
But then you have the real world shouting at you that you're being
it's like
instanophobe, and
it's literally this. It's like you fart and you can't escape yourself. You can't get away from the smell, no matter how hard.
You're being hot boxed.
Literally, by your own fumes. It's like you can't escape it, and no matter where you go, it infiltrates. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see if they'll actually do it or not. Like, I would assume this article is from a reliable. You know, so I'm assuming
this
isn't Doomcock. This isn't Doomcock.
No, this is not. This is not.
Doomcock didn't write this.
No, this is not a Sparrow incident.
Okay.
So,
I want to scroll all the way down and see who wrote it, because I want to be sure Doomcock did it.
Augusto A.
Does Doomcock have any aliases?
Not that I'm aware of all of them. That's the gentleman that wrote this article.
Do you so? Is this rumor?
No, this is like it is. This is their announcement. That's what this is. This is coming from them, and then they just have that little bit at the end.
I guess we'll see if it comes to fruition.
And then, like I say, you can read the full announcement. But we just basically went over the important bits. So, yeah.
No. Dumb. We can go
PC. Dumb. It's dumb. Let's get
Xbox. You're failing me miserably.
Oh, the consoles are to some degree. That's why I stopped going nearing at it.
Steam Deck might be the way to go.
They kept pissing me off too much.
I just can't justify spending, you know.
No, my three, like I had said, you saw a static. I had said my 360 ate a dick and died on me. So
you had the red ring of death.
Yeah, after having it in storage for a while, I brought it out, powered it on, it was fine. Turned it back off. I hadn't played it for a while, and then I turned it back on recently, and then it was dead.
Yeah, the red ring of death.
That's a freaking thing. If you have it, download it. Will still work. Yeah, that was basically addressed in the article. It's all retro gamers, plus most 360s don't even work. Period anymore. That's the God. Those things are so cheaply done, so poorly made. Planned obsolescence, yes, to push profit margins. Yeah, I mean, look at it. This is something my brother and I have talked about too. Is you look at look at what used to be for like extra jobs. Basically, there used to be TV repair, vacuum repair. I mean, all sorts of appliance repair and stuff like that. Now it's just called, if it breaks, I'll just buy a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. Tailoring, freaking shoe repair and stuff like that. There used to be all sorts of extra little things that you could do to keep your goods maintained.
Well, that's because back in the day it was quality over quantity. And now it's quantity over quality. So the stuff that you're buying is just garbage, so it doesn't. I mean, I don't
came from a third world freaking sweatshop. So yeah, you don't need to keep paying, or you got to keep paying for new stuff. You don't need to get it repaired. Come on.
Right. Essentially.
We have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Easier to buy.
Apparently. PlayStation ended the Vita store a few years ago. I want to say, yeah, I believe so. I liked the Vita. It wasn't bad. Kind of weird, but I liked it. Xbox has the largest backwards compatibility. Coder works today on Series X. Yep. I can still play it on my PC as well, and with mods. Yes, backwards compatibility. Yeah, PlayStation, they are so goddamn retarded. The last time they had backwards compatibility was the PlayStation 3, but it's only with a certain hard drive, and if you didn't get it, you were borked. Jock Nerdy would probably be the best one to ask about this. Yeah, he's a good source for the retro. Respect the retro. Not to be rude, $70 on a game I beat and never looked back is not a issue. Gaming is disposable money. There's such a thing, Wookie, as replay value. So I'm gonna have to disagree a bit on that because I think yes, for a $70 game that I'm sinking my money into, it should be a game also worth going back to at any time. Look at what I have been doing. I've been going back. I just recently started up Jedi Academy again. Started playing that. Playing through Fable Anniversary, Jedi Outcast, Dark Forces. Games should be worth the ability to go back and play. It should not just be a disposable thing like everything else has been. So I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, and to your point, like,
yeah,
I didn't pay $70 for Outcast or $70 for KOTOR or Academy, and I've played those multiple times, more than any game that I've paid. Well, outside Modern Warfare or Call of Duty games,
right? Game Pass gets you one or newer game and a 360 game for a month. For a free month.
Okay.
Yeah, online only is a problem across the whole market. Steam can shut down any day and everyone could potentially be boned. Exactly. And again, that's why I have a lot of games on an 8 terabyte hard drive backed up for that purpose of I can still go back and install those. They are set up to play offline and I can still play them. And like I said, GOG is also another thing. They are trying to make it impossible to fix your own laptop. Yeah, they're trying to make it impossible to fix anything of your own. Anything.
8 terabytes worth of games?
I haven't filled it. I'm working on it, but it's a backup drive. But I've been backing up games, so I have them on there.
Hey, get on your level.
Neat, I guess. That's good. Good for that. But I mean, I purchased it. I wanted to be able to, go back and play it. So yeah, that was that one. Yeah, but the thing is too is that they are getting horrible and more horrible at compression. So like the games end up like even newer games especially will eat up space fast.
Why is that?
I think just because they're just shit at trying to compress the files and stuff like that, especially when you have people online that are putting out available downloads that compress things a good bit from their original file size. So 30 gigs for Starfield, I don't buy it.
What?
It's gonna be higher than that.
What's Starfield?
I would think at least for that game. Because I mean, shit. Like Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, under 130. Yeah, that sounds a little more right. Yeah, I ain't downloading that anytime soon.
Oh, look what's trending on Twitter. Star Wars Rebels. Yay.
See, it's telling you to watch.
Oh, no. Did we watch this trailer? No. There's
What
no
trailer?
way. I'm sending it to you. A new trailer didn't come out, did it?
They've been dropping some new stuff here and there. And that was going to be some stuff I was going to get into.
Let's see if this will go. All right, put it in Discord. I think we may have watched this.
Oh, this is the clip? Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm going to try and check it. See really quick.
The lightsabers don't even
Oh,
look
no,
like
this is
light-
different. This is different. Okay.
Is it?
Hang on. All right, let's see this.
An AT-AT in space.
The only thing that still sounds like the character from the show. Okay, now this is where we get the boring lightsaber fight. Okay. Oh, so that was it. It was just that.
Okay. Was that Hera? That doesn't look like Hera.
Yeah, that was Hera.
Hera never had a Tom Cruise Maverick jacket in Rebels.
I'm trying to think of her season 4 look, but I know she changes looks throughout the seasons like everybody
Does
else.
she?
So
Yeah. Like the fight, it just doesn't flow. It's just choppy. It's not fast.
they haven't done any fight choreography well at all, even during the sequel trilogy.
I know, but it's like
What happens when you don't have the guy that basically created a lot of it?
this would be kind of a. I don't know if this is a real. Who did this? This might be something interesting to look at. It's just a tweet. It's not anything. It's not an article or anything.
Wookiee's saying that fight scene is sped up from the other actual show. I sped up the fight scene. Romance coordinator is on point, though. Huh. I'd go into this, but I just don't want to bring up all the numbers games. Just kind of.
That's fine. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, no. I get you. I hear. There's a lot more better people out there.
Bruh, this is okay. Hold on. This is absolutely can't be a thing. This might be a subjective thing.
Updated 15 highest grossing movies domestically.
Did you really quick?
Force Awakens #1, Endgame, No Way Home, Avatar, Top Gun, Maverick, Black Panther, Avatar 2, Infinity War, Titanic, Jurassic World, Avengers, Last Jedi, Incredibles 2, Super Mario Brothers, and Barbie at 15. Huh. Sorry, you're.
Oh, were you a Tobey Maguire fan? The movies.
Yeah.
So apparently, this is like I said, subjective. But the guy's like, Blue Beetle has a final battle that has me tied with Superman 2002 as two of the best superhero battles of all time. I was like, that's pretty ballsy because, I mean, despite obviously not being a Marvel fan, I did feel like the Tobey Maguire movies portrayed the villains closest to the comics. Just my opinion. I don't know if that's accurate or if you feel differently.
Wait, say that again?
I said, I feel like, despite me not being a Marvel fan, I feel like the Tobey Maguire movies, the Spider-Man movies, portrayed the villains more accurately. Like, as they portrayed the villains closest to like the comic books.
They made a few changes, like kind of like Doc Ock, especially like the more personable relationship between the two, between Peter and Doc, other than being villains or nemesis and stuff like that. Yeah, they made a few changes. Not all of it was 100% accurate, but it was all very well done. It was, it was an adaptation. So, but it wasn't so out there or ridiculous or anything. That was always one of my points of contention with the movies. Like, why did they always have to have such a personal connection with all the villains? Can't they just be like villains?
Yeah.
Everything. Does he have to have some sort of personal relationship to them in some way? Like, he doesn't have, and then of course them always finding out his secret identity. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's supposed
Always.
to be But yeah, definitely some of my gripes with that.
Believe in freaking what's his name? The one the character Jake Gyllenhaal played. Mysterio.
Oh yeah, in the newer movie, in the newer Spider-Man movies, yeah.
He knew his identity.
He found it out real easily too, as I recall. Just had to pretend he was from a alternate universe or some crap. But now they might as well have.
Yeah.
But no, he was just a former Stark a disgruntled Stark employee.
So, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Star Wars movie I want, Han and Chewie leading the charge to free the Wookiee world. The Han Solo trilogy. But maybe just not freeing the whole Wookiee world from the Empire. But you got a little bit of that in the Han Solo trilogy. I liked him.
Not the actual movies, though, right?
They didn't do 3 movies, thank God.
No, well, yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll see, right?
They're going to have to eventually do one with Lando and his...
Lando?
Probably. Is that a thing, though? Did I miss that in the movie?
Oh, hello there, forking around. Hello. Welcome. And Wookiee is I don't acknowledge that book. It is a wibbly wobbly piece of garbage. So sorry, go.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just like, was there literally a relationship between Lando and the droid?
It was either hinted at or yes, he was banging the droid.
Oh dear.
Yep. The droid, which then inserted itself into the Falcon, that then made it go, oh, see, that's why the Falcon acts so goofy sometimes. And to C-3PO talking about it, too, when he was integrating with the systems. About how quirky the ship is. Oh, that's why.
I can't even remember the movie. Like, really, like, I think the highlights of the movie, and they're not even highlights, like, it was just a ripoff. Like, I'm sure there's a character in there that was just a ripoff Talon Card.
Yeah.
And then...
the Solo movie?
Yeah, and then... Because they didn't even get his story right, did he? Did they like...
For Han Solo?
Like, yeah. Or is it accurate?
No, I mean, they took bits and pieces, but like, no, that was not Han Solo's original
origin story. Yeah. And then Maul, that's it. So is Woody Harrelson, who I think played Talon Card, was Woody Harrelson in it? No.
Yeah, he was.
Was he in it? Okay. Yeah, it was a Talon Card guy, and then Maul. That's the only thing I remember. Everything else was trash. And then just a bougie version of Lando.
Yeah.
and that's it.
I mean, he wasn't bad as a young Lando, but the whole weird droid thing definitely was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, not good. Not good.
So, yeah. Definitely haven't watched that one again in a long minute. But even then, when I watched it for the first time, I watched it with riff tracks, so that was being made fun of the whole time, and even then, the movie was boring as shit.
Very boring.
And also, how stupid! Oh, you're alone. You're solo, so your last name is now Solo. Even though that was something that he found out his last name from the person that basically kidnapped him up off the streets, and he found out his name, his last name. He didn't get it named from a dipshit Imperial or anything like that. And there's an explanation why he understood Wookiee. Yep, Solo lost money.
I just Stig Blood Axe. Now it's hilarious. He just you follow Stig still, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's hilarious. He posted yesterday. Halfway through this one, it is bad, but not as bad as I remembered it. He's posted about Batman and Robin, and I just
oh
man, I said it's the worst, worse than Dark Knight Rises, which is bad.
Ouch, that's saying something.
Oh, Batman and Robin was absolutely asinine. It was atrocious.
Like you can look at it though, like it was kind of going back to 60s Batman, a little very campy and out there. But no, it was bad.
Oh,
I don't go anywhere without the Bat credit card.
Yeah. I said it's so bad, the worst, worse than the Dark Knight Rises. I kill with this movie. Yeah, it's oh god, I just everything about that movie, but just Jim Carrey to like just how like
no, that was Batman Forever.
Oh no,
Jim
I'm
Carrey
sorry,
was Batman Forever. No, Batman and Robin had had Bane, had Arnold Schwarzenegger as
Uma Thurman.
Frost.
Yes.
Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Ugh. I can't. And I was so mad because I was at work and I saw somebody was telling me that they have a 4 collection Batman movies. So they had like they had the audacity to put Batman and Robin in the same DVD as Batman Returns. I think the Batman, I think like one of the like the Dark Knight or something like that. It was like a 4-pack. I was like, how dare you taint you've defiled this DVD with putting this movie in it. But you know what's funny is I hated George Clooney for years because he took that role, and like not recently, but he did come out and say that he should never have taken that role.
So he got a little bit redeemed in your eyes.
He's like, I should never have taken this role. Like I effed up this. I effed up Batman. I was like, thank you for stating that. You should have just stayed on ER.
Well, I mean,
for those old bucks.
Is it his fault or is it the director and writer's fault?
That's his fault. It's his fault.
It's
just
his
like
fault?
Yeah, it's his fault. Just like it's freaking Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen's fault for Kenobi.
Think Flash played into it? I haven't seen the Flash, so
I haven't either.
I just know that Clooney appears at the end of it as that universe's Bruce Wayne. So
I just got my blood pressure down. So if we could not talk about the Flash, no, just God,
Wookiee. He's not gonna know who that is. Even so,
yeah. I have to admit though, I went to the doctor this morning and I was sat in the emergency room, the room, and I've never seen Back to the Future so but I was.
You've never seen Back to the
No,
Future?
no, but the TV was on, and
Really?
there was a movie, and it had brain fart. The main character of
Marty McFly?
Yeah. Who plays him?
Michael J. Fox.
Yes. I saw who's like, obviously I knew he was. I was like, what is this movie? Because he was in front of a tombstone. Well, no, there's a part where he's in a house, and this African American dad, starts swinging the baseball bat, and he's like,
that's Back to the Future 2. That's Back to the Future Part 2.
I was like, I
oh, you were randomly watching the second one.
Yeah, I sat there. I was like, is this Back to the Future? But like, this is like, because then he was in front of like a tombstone and he was reading it. I was like, is this Back to? And I was like, actually, I was recording. I was Snapchatting it, and I was sending it to my brother. I was like, is this Back to the Future? And then I saw like a newspaper. It said something about like George McFly or something like that.
Yeah. He finds out that his dad got shot or killed and stuff like that.
They were doing. So the doctor came in, and he's like, "Oh man, this is great, man. Look what's on." And I was like, and I didn't know what it was at the time because I was still waiting to figure it out. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's great." And he's like, "Well, we're gonna run your tests. I'll be back in a little bit." I was like,
so
"Yeah, well,
keep watching."
I said, "Yes, I'll just wait here. I'll just stay here with the TV." And he started laughing. He's like, "I wish I could," or something along those lines. But yeah, Back to the Future, which is interesting because when I went to Universal with my brother and the nieces, and we went through the Hollywood tour, we saw the part where the actual the part with the clock tower, was it the town hall or whatever, where he's on the clock?
Yeah, the clock tower and everything. The Hill Valley clock tower.
Yeah, I embarrassed.
If there is okay, so after getting through like some of Rebels as a palate cleanse, watch Back to the Future 1. Watch some more Rebels, palate cleanse, Back to the Future 2.
Is it as good as people say? I mean, is this like Pulp Fiction type?
So, Pulp Fiction is but it's okay. No. Okay, so for me,
you had referenced
Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite trilogies.
Because you had referenced the fact that if any movie got time travel right, it would be Back to the Future. Is that something you said, or something along those lines?
I think they've done a good job with it.
Okay,
yes, but I mean, I think they did a very good job with it.
They
had rules and stuff like that were
we're talking about time travel with war.
I think we got into general time travel and stuff. Yeah. There's always a lot of goofiness when you start diving into that sort of thing.
Well, because I thought like the number one rule of time travel is like you never talk to yourself, or you never alter events that you never interfere with events that could ultimately change.
Technically, he does end up doing a bit of that. So he basically he does end up creating alternate timelines to their rules, but even that wasn't really established until Back to the Future 2. But regardless of that, I would say watch the. I personally, so I don't. The thing is, I don't want to color your expectations.
Yeah.
Because I just want to say I love the three movies. I think they're fantastic. They're fun.
It was just hilarious because I was sat there, man, and the kid's screaming, and he's like, "No, I'm at the wrong house. I'm in the wrong house." And the dude, I don't know if it was because of back in the 80s or 90s. When did it?
Yeah, it was the 80s. Yeah, the first movie was done 1985.
Okay.
And then I think it was 1990 or so was when they did Back to the Future 3.
So 93? What had me laughing was so Marty he moves, and then the dad swings, and then he moves in front of the dresser, and then he moves out of the dresser, and then he swings again. So there's this big time delay almost when because he's trying to. And I don't even know what the dad was saying, but it was just funny because
it was like they were being harassed to get out for probably a zoning corporation or something like that to get them out to demolish and buy the houses up. And he was being very adamant that they weren't going to be bullied into moving and leaving and stuff like that. So that was kind of his whole thing, and he thought they were part of. He was part of that or something. a lot of like he's just in the wrong house. A lot of
But then it's like,
miscommunication.
and then the dad is just like, he's full on just destroying the son's bedroom. Like he's just taking a full chunk out of the dresser. Like
pretty
it
much,
was just,
he just full swing into it.
oh,
Yeah.
just full on, just like Jerry Maguire, just or Mark Maguire, just straight up, just it's. So I need to watch it, but it was very
I'd
terrible.
definitely say
It's
watch
so
it.
sad
Watch the 3
because
movies; they're good.
you don't get that wholesome, like you just don't get that anymore. That like it, like yeah, he's being mean, he's trying to hurt him, but it's like it's wholesome and you belly laugh, and it's like because it's just funny. It's like he's trying to get out the way, and then he's swinging, and then.
Right.
You know, so it's just, but yeah,
But it's especially like kind of a funny moment before you kind of get into this dark 1985 that him and
I didn't know there was
him and Doc are in. Yeah, there's 3. So yeah, Back to the Future, the first one was 1985. Back to the Future Part 2 was 1989, and Back to the Future Part 3 was 1990.
We need to do, yeah. We need to watch those as a palate cleanse, but it's very, very funny. So I'll need to actually go and watch them.
Totally check them out. They're worth it. In my opinion, they are definitely worth it.
Help me forget about the atrocity that is Rebels.
like for some people, like 3 is kind of their weakest one. But
I think
like
you can say that for
over
most
time,
trilogies, though.
well, no, the funny thing is too, like over time, I've definitely come to appreciate the 3rd movie, and especially now watching, having gone through the Man with No Name trilogy of movies, the Clint Eastwood. They kind of reference it, so there's a little more appreciation to that effect. But there is stuff that gets wrapped up, especially for Marty, for his character and stuff like that. I like it a lot, and especially like I say, as I've gotten older, and I always liked the movie. It just was like never maybe like my favorite, but I've always loved the 3 movies one way or another.
I don't know why that is, because it seems like the 3rd movie in most trilogies are always kind of the weakest link outside.
Sometimes
it's
all dependent on how they're handled and stuff.
Right.
Like I said, even for like now it's like Return of the Jedi. I look at it with a greater appreciation.
Oh, for sure.
The fact that now, as I'm older too, is like I understand a lot of the themes and stuff that were going on, and that what George was doing with that movie, and I understand it and have that greater appreciation thanks to that. So, and like I said, again, same thing with Back to the Future 3. You get to back to that 3rd movie, and Marty, he's being faced with a bunch of extra challenges and things that he kind of has to come to grips with through Doc either partly explaining things, but at the same time, he's trying not to be too, like, I guess, like overbearing or anything on Marty, but he's just trying to let him figure it out so he can, because Doc knows his future. Doc knows his future and stuff like that. And he's trying his best not to give too much information, which is kind of funny because Marty does do that for Doc, and he's like, what the hell? But I think he was right in that Marty needed to experience things so he could see exactly what maybe he needs to change and stuff like that. So like I said, it's just, for me, some of my favorites for sure. So it was definitely as somebody that used to, like, as a kid, there's always sometimes and even I got the theme. It's like, because I don't know if how much you watched of Back to the Future 2 in that doc office, but like Marty so this is kind of the big thing, like Marty gets called a chicken or coward in some way, and he flies off the handle basically, or he gets himself into some trouble that he shouldn't. And it's kind of the funny. It's kind of part of Marty's theme is that, you don't need to let, for one, also assholes dictate your behavior just by calling you a word. Right. And that I think is a good lesson for anybody to take. And that, that's kind of the old rule, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Right. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that effect of, it's just that words are words. You don't let it affect you. And yeah, I was a chunky boy, and I learned, you don't need to let that stuff get to you. Takes time, but it's kind of one of those things that you learn. And that's one of the extra little things that they have going on that I definitely have, especially like I said, come to like and enjoy more so now. So, and just between like Marty for Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, they are just, it is like they are like basically best buds and stuff like that. It's the good chemistry between the two. So yeah, like I said, definitely worth a check. And it'll give you more context when you go through them
to figure out why
what you watched in the doctor's office.
Just trying to just beat this kid.
That's like midway through the second movie.
Yeah, I was like, this is like entertaining, but like, why is he trying to beat this kid up? Why does this kid just keep screaming bloody murder while his dad's destroying his room?
Right.
It's a funny movie.
It's good. So yeah. Palate cleanse. All right. Now we can move on to something else. Talking about something good. All right. I like that. But that's a funny thing that they had on in the doctor's office.
Wow, because most of them, like in the waiting room, it was like the just Animal Channel with that British guy that does all the
like
animal
commentary.
Yeah, that guy. And then in the room it was Back to the Future on TNT.
Nice. Oh yeah, TNT. That sounds right. So here is some funny news that I found. Because recently Blizzard's Overwatch 2 has gone over onto the Steam platform. And apparently, well, not apparently, it is. Overwatch 2 is now the worst rated Steam game. Last I checked, too, that was still in effect. Let me double check. Because yeah, it was like you see, that's from the Steam page, overwhelmingly negative. And I'm going to extra confirm that. It is free on there. But yeah, it is still overwhelmingly negative. Let me see if I can share that. Just a moment. Yeah, here we go. Although unfortunately, I can't zoom in, but you can see the overwhelmingly negative right there. And I haven't got, so like even the only reason it exists on Steam is so you can give it a bad review. 3,000 hours on Blizzard client. Love this game. I'm so let down by the entirety of the Overwatch 2 change. Stop playing the game I love because of corporate greed. Do better. They definitely went heavy into the microtransaction and season passes and stuff like that for this game, for Overwatch 2 especially. But yeah, it bring back free loot boxes. That was the thing in Overwatch 1, that you could earn the loot boxes a lot easier. Not a lot, but I mean, it was easier than what they've got it set now. So yeah, but here is again on Niche Gamer for this one. Reaching a whopping 9% positive reviews, Overwatch 2 outranks every bad game on Steam. Blizzard has denied a platform for people to air their grievances for so long that it all spilled into Steam, where more than 77,000 users gathered to rate the game negatively. That's okay. So yeah, so Blizzard won't allow you to rate the game on their Battle.net application or marketplace or whatever. So like it is, gamers found a way, and you drop it onto the Steam platform. They do allow for reviews and everything, and well, there you go. Overwatch 2 now ranks as #1 worst game on the platform, surpassing every asset flip and indie cash grab that the platform has hosted in recent years. The negative reviews are still pouring in, and the game's discussion tab has become a war zone where players are arguing about the reviews. However, the funniest part is that Overwatch 2 is currently one of the top 20 most played games on Steam. With over 70,000 players in game, it is unknown if all these players are the ones who reviewed the game negatively, but there's bound to be some overlap. I could see that there is, and also that, people that are playing on PC are already on Steam's platform for games. As soon as that came over onto their platform, onto this, they probably were like, well, I still play the game. They probably still play with friends and stuff like that. It's called, all right, it's on Steam. They just made it easier for me. So it means that they don't have to use Blizzard's application. Things are more consolidated here. Just keep playing it on there. So, and the thing is, like, Steam is the only one that actually shows player counts and stuff like that. So that's probably it. And then, like, it is for anybody that wasn't going to go over to Blizzard for their BattleNet application because they don't want extra programs running on their computer, and this comes over for free. It's a free game, so it's called, all right, why the hell not? So that's probably a lot of it right now too, is a lot of people are trying it out for free and maybe getting an idea where they may or may not want to keep going with it. However, the funniest part is that Overwatch 2 is currently, oh wait, did I just read that part? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Blizzard is able to do the impossible and still have successful games despite breaking a negative review record on Steam. The love-hate relationship that people can develop with their titles is honestly impressive. So yeah, Overwatch 2 is available for Windows, PC via BattleNet and Steam now. Xbox One, Series X, S, PlayStation 4, 5, and Nintendo Switch. But yeah, like I said, it's probably just for a lot of players, it's easier just to keep everything on one platform. So probably a lot of people moved away from BattleNet and gone and keeping it on Steam. It means they don't have to have it they don't have to have the BattleNet anymore. And why not?
Who owns
why
BattleNet? BattleNet
That's
owns
Blizzard.
Okay.
Blizzard owns BattleNet, yeah. And that's
You
been
think
their whole.
will ever be ran out of business?
Blizzard?
No.
Well, Blizzard's owned by Steam.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Valve
has a long, like I said, they developed their platform a long time ago. They've been in development of the Steam platform since like 2002, 3. Long freaking time, I'll say that. And there used to be a lot of memes about how dog shit it was too and stuff like that. We all made fun of it, but we all still used it.
Right.
But it opened up the availability for ease of connectivity for for some game servers and stuff like that. And then they started bringing on basically titles exclusive, kind of exclusive to their platform, like a lot of mods at that. But like mods like Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, and one of my old favorites was Day of Defeat. So they brought like a lot of these on, and those were some of the early games that you could. And of course, they had Half-Life, and so you just connected it on there, and you could download it again at any time, play it up at any time if you wanted to. And then on top of it, made it easy for like installing some mods and everything. So they just kept building and growing and growing. And then, and then they started adding the ability to purchase games through there. And we all kind of got lulled in with it, with the whole ease of just buying digital games, and PC games were the first ones to go away from physical altogether. You can't find physical PC games unless you're looking for old school ones that are being resold on eBay. But otherwise, you don't get physical copies of PC games.
Yeah,
we were we talk about guinea pigs, like I mentioned before. But yeah, PC gamers were basically the guinea pigs for okay, how easy can we basically swap out physical games for digital ones? And again,
I thought you could still
hook,
find
line,
it.
and sinker.
I always thought
Sorry.
you still find physical games. I know Walmart always had the section for PC games.
A lot of times though, like you can get the box, but there's a digital code inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I always had a bad I had a bad taste in my mouth with BattleNet because I don't know, maybe it was Blizzard, but when I downloaded that freaking Diablo game for mobile and I got to like level, I don't know, like 47, something stupid in like 2 or 3 days, put a lot of hours in that game. And then something happened with my account. No, well, I don't know what happened if I signed up as a guest or I signed up or what.
Well, that's a phone game, so it wouldn't have used BattleNet. BattleNet is
you had to
specifically for
subscribe
PC.
though. That's how you signed up through it though.
Okay.
Because I normally wouldn't do BattleNet.
I didn't even touch that game, so I didn't know how it worked.
You could sign in with like Apple, Facebook, or like your BattleNet account or something like that. And then one day, like it just like restarted me, or I lost all my stuff. I was like, "What's going on?" And then I tried to like sign into BattleNet, or I think I created the BattleNet account. I don't know what happened, but I just blamed it on BattleNet. I was like, "This is trash." And then I was like, "Blizzard, you're trash." I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore." Like, granted, like. Luckily, thank God I didn't dump $4,000 or $10,000 into this mobile game like that guy.
Whatever that guy did.
Oh man, can you imagine? Like one who's just got $10,000 just to where you just dump on a game.
Yeah,
he's a stock trader, dude. Absolutely, what he is. That's how he had it available. But yeah, I always growing up, I always remembered like you always had there was always that PC, that special PC section. That you could go and you get your Joy-Cons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember, I don't know if I shared this, but when I was growing up, because my uncle's the one that got me into Star Wars, but he had this TIE Fighter, he had this like X-Wing game on his old laptop that he had this old like, F-15 joystick he had. And that's how you could use it and play it. You just hook it up to the laptop. But I'm talking about like this was like an IBM laptop. This thing weighed like 63.5 pounds and would run off like chicken grease you could leave this computer on for 14 months. It's like a Nokia phone, man. Like you remember those batteries lasted for weeks.
The phones themselves would last forever.
Oh yeah, but I remember playing that. But we would go to like I remember going to Walmart or whatever store it was and just seeing just the PC games. But it always had like
Oh yeah, the old box PC games were great.
Oh yeah, man.
Big
Absolutely,
too, but they were great.
And then you get collectible. Then you get like the collectible, like the metal tin. The tin games or whatnot. You don't see that anymore, man.
No, you
That's
don't.
why I'm curious how GameStop's still in freaking business, because I remember back in the day, like
trade-ins, resale games, and probably now like Funko Pops and shit like that.
Yeah, but it used to be back in the day where it was strictly just games.
Yep. Once upon a time.
Physical games.
Pre-orders and then the magazine subscription, and now they have all sorts of stuff to try and
I remember you go to school, you were the coolest kid on the block if you went to on a Monday, you went to school after getting the magazine on Saturday, and you were but you could only have that one magazine if you were a subscriber, right?
Good old Game Informer.
Right. And I still have old Game Informers from like Gears of War, and I have to find storage, but oh yeah, man, I was a huge Game Informer. But this was also back in the day where IGN was actually credible. So take that for what it's worth. Because we've had our discussions about IGN, how
Yeah. I thought this is a funny thing to bring up for sure.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I love how we talk about something, then we just segue into our own thing, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. It is Overwatch 1.5 for Overwatch quote unquote 2. It's just not even an upgrade. It's barely an expansion. It's just a game now with a bunch of added season pass multi-transaction bullshit. It's still Overwatch 1. It's just reskinned. I saw nothing like I checked it out. I checked out Overwatch 2 because I got it, and I mean you're still getting it for free. But yeah, I had checked it out when it came out. Just because at the time it was like, oh, if you already have the game, you get it for free. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. and I was annoyed as shit because of the stupid season pass stuff. It was basically like turning it into a mobile game. And I'm like, well, this isn't fun anymore. Like, you know, I even had some buddies that were still kind of trying to play it too, but I was just like, I just can't get into it. And I really don't want to play it because I'm like, I just don't know what to do. Because like, I want a game that I can easily just jump into and play, especially like for an easy stream to do, like after work and everything, just to jump in. I don't have to, you know, focus on too much other than like, you know, keeping an eye on the chat and just playing and getting probably slaughtered. But hey, it's all in good fun.
You ever play Borderlands?
I've played Borderlands 1 and 2, yes.
Any good? Any worth? Is it worth?
It's not bad. Definitely kind of grindy, but it's not bad. Like there's some of the classes are kind of fun. I always get into the guys that use turrets. There's something about having a turret to slap down and start mowing people down is a blast for me. But it was funny, like both games, my brother and I started up. And that's the thing, like they had the local co-op, so he and I were down to play it. And we got through like a good portion of the game, then we like dropped him for like a year. And then like a year later is probably like when we were on like one of our Tahoe trips back in the day. We fired him back up while we were on vacation and like, oh hey, let's get back to this one. And then we finally beat it. After a year of not playing it, they're like, "Oh yeah, let's get back to that." So I mean, they're not bad. They're just kind of meh. Like I know there's a lot of people out there that love those games. I just, like I said, it was okay. It's the best I could say. They were okay, and I also haven't played them for a little while, so I'm going off of some old memory.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you're looking for a decent little shooter with some light RPG light mechanics, they're fun. And especially then if you like have somebody extra to play along with, it'll help get through the game too. So yeah.
I need to get my game. I gotta start gaming again, man. I don't start with Outcast. I'm gonna go back through Outcast. I always get so mad about Outcast though because it's who is it? Tavia?
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's so mean. Staunch, dude. And so like if you obviously, and even if you have bubble mode on, which is like your invisibility, she's still hard to beat.
Right. Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, totally.
No, I'm being honest with you. Like,
no. I know. It wasn't that long ago. I went through and did that fight. It was
real peach. And then you can't hide from her. There's like a middle part of the map when you come out of like Cloud City, the building, where like I try to hide from her. And it's like Michael Myers. She'll find you no matter where you hide.
Oh yeah, no matter what.
She's a real peach, man.
Hello there, Ariel. Hello, welcome to the show. Shouting, I'm being hit by a hurricane. Sorry to hear that. Stay safe. Never been in a hurricane, so eesh. I just know shitty snowstorms.
They're not.
Just for our neck of the woods. Driving early in the morning on icy roads and shit is not fun. I'll tell you what. Tropical storm. I can't imagine that's any fun. Eat coasters no longer hold a monopoly. Huh. Costiers? Coast? I don't know. Madagascar, you're in Mexico? But so there has been a few other videos that have dropped for Ahsoka. I don't know if we want to go through them. Hitman?
Yeah, I'm down. Are you down?
I don't know. Like how much do I want to torture myself right now?
For sure.
And just like how much are they actually going to show that's new?
No, that's true. That's a good point.
Should we see the fan event that they did?
Oh, I just saw what Script posted, and I was gonna send it to you.
Taking a look at it. It really. Oh boy. I guess we could go through this. Oh god. A minute 3. That's gonna be a long minute 3.
Let me go get some popcorn.
No, you sitting right here. So I just want to say, and I did retweet, I tweeted this somewhere. If you are a parent that has subjected your children to the Disney Star Wars movies, you should be cited for child abuse.
Absolutely.
How dare you do this to your poor children? All right, that aside.
We can't wait for this show.
I'm so happy this day is finally here.
Wait, what the hell? Hang on. Was that a samurai? Like somebody dressed as a samurai C3? What the freak?
I'm so happy this day is finally here.
Oh, so they did it in more places than I thought. It was just at Universal, not Universal. At the Disneyland, yeah, in Anaheim. I didn't know that they did it in other places. Yeah, Hollywood. Huh. Man, they're really trying to.
It's been a while. Things have changed.
It's gonna be amazing. How are we feeling right now?
Buckle up.
Are you ready for Ahsoka?
All right, so this is a little more of a filled room than what they were showing at like the one pictures that have been going around, which is just sad.
Yeah.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Great start to the series.
Zarya Dawson killed it.
Oh my god.
She's perfect.
So excited
Oh
to see
god.
what happens
We
next.
love you, Ray.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
They really dragged those people out for this, huh?
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
These people are just, they're no better than, remember we were doing the Halcyon Star Cruise. They're like, we love you, Ray. Get him, Ray.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of that one guy shouting, I love you.
Literally.
Oh, I mean, it's like there's
I'm almost rather would you rather watch Andor over this again?
Oh, I can't speak to that. We haven't seen the series yet.
Just you use your feelings.
Search your feelings. You'll know.
Feelings, you know it to be true.
I don't know at this
no,
point.
That's
I'm just
impossible. It's okay to say Andor because I'd almost rather re-watch him eating Oops All Berry cereal than Hera in a pilot jacket.
No, okay, you know what? No. Ariel's saying just because they didn't grow up during your Star Wars doesn't mean they are wrong, even though they are, but still, okay. You bought it back with that, but no, they are wrong. Absolutely. They are 100% wrong.
I'm equivocally wrong.
These are people with zero taste. And I was going to try and be charitable, be like, you know what? Hey, if you're having fun, great. And even Rhino says that, hey, if you're having fun, fine, that's fine. But no. I'm tired of this shit. You unequivocally have horrible, bad taste. You are watching inconsistent trash. You are choosing to be blind to this. You aren't even like, there are plenty of movies that I love. I still look at critically. I'll point out its flaws. You try and ignore those with all your darndest heart content, apparently. But no, you gotta admit when it's a complete turd that cannot be polished. It is horrible. There has not been
sometimes you just have to.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
That's what this is something I got to bug Mr. Bug about making a clip for is the Sarlacc brains. And that's exactly what these people are. They're exactly that clip, just to keep consuming product till they can get excited. And that's what we've already started seeing with this Ahsoka shit. Is that they're already saying this is the best Star Wars ever. I've already seen plenty of the shills coming out and saying just that.
Do you think Ahsoka is going to do this to you?
Your soul is mine. Fatality.
I forgot I still had that clip on.
You need to you need to take down Obi-Wan and put Ahsoka once it.
We'll see. We will see, because
I think it's going to be worse than we think.
You think so? You think it's going to be? You think it's going to be Kenobi levels bad?
It's going to. Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, probably not as bad as Kenobi, solely based on the fact that Ahsoka's not canon.
Right.
She's not an established character. She has nothing to do with canon. She's literally something that was created. She was just, I don't even know I don't even know what she's a ripoff of, honestly. She's just created out of nothingness and inserted her dominance into everything.
Yes.
But I think it's not going to be as bad as Kenobi, because Kenobi destroyed, eviscerated, annihilated established characters and lore. Right. And it retconned stuff. It retconned. Like, you sit there and make the argument that it didn't, but it did. Like, it's proven that it did, based off, again, I will say, just, I mean, coming from the same people who, again, like, I always go back to Joby Harold. Like, how the hell do you not know that Obi-Wan knew that Anakin was Vader? Like, it's so, anyway, it's not going down that hole.
No,
but, I think
I'm with you.
I think it won't be as bad as Kenobi in the sense that because it's not destroying established characters per se. So, like, in my opinion, like, you can destroy
Filoni's own established character.
Yeah, like, you're destroying your own thing. But what I'm worried about is how this is going to further retcon canon, because they've already started. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they've been at that for a long time.
For sure. So, not as bad as Kenobi with, Vader and Kenobi and that kind of stuff, but I think it's going to be also just terrible and bad, because I
agree.
Just a trash character. And again, I know that's subjective.
Character that should have been killed at Order 66.
It shouldn't even be alive.
But in my opinion, shouldn't have been
I think
created. If I had to give, like, Lucas has had a couple of mistakes. One was selling Disney, or selling Star Wars off to Disney. Second was hiring Dave Filoni.
It's like there's two different Order 66s. There's Order 66 that Lucas created, and then there's Order 66 within World Between Worlds, right? So it's like I don't know if the term paradox is it would be the correct term, but it's like there's two separate
parallel
worlds where these things are taking place. It's like, one, it's where, like, no, you wiped out the Jedi, and yeah, like, there were Inquisitors based off Tales of the Jedi, the book, right? Is it the
Tales of the Jedi? Jarek from Dark Forces too,
right? So there were Inquisitors, that's a thing. But again, don't get it twisted. The Inquisitor that was in canon, like the books that I read, that OG had suggested, Tales of the Jedi, those Inquisitors, like the dude that was in the first Inquisitor, the Inquisitor in the first book, where Obi-Wan tries to I forget who he goes off and tries to save one of the Jedis, but the Inquisitor in that first book, he was like, there wasn't an audio book, right? So I just read it normally, but like, he demanded there's a presence, right? Like, he was very, he was scary. I'll just say that, like, without like, the dude was like that would be somebody that, like, I would be in
you
fear
didn't want to trifle with. Yeah.
No, But it wasn't like this, oh, I got a stupid helicopter lightsaber on my back and I'm going to go fly off and get a bunch of Jawa juice and a freaking corn dog. Like, no. So,
yeah.
I think you just be bad from stupidity.
Ariel, I have a response to this. Hang on.
What did I miss?
I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. But the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy.
So it doesn't necessarily have a stamp of approval, and he hasn't given a stamp of approval on really anything new. And like he says, the new stuff ain't his Star Wars. So that right there already distances himself greatly. And there is an interview out there too where it's like a relationship separation. He's separated himself from Star Wars.
That's a tired old argument that everybody uses. Oh, well, like, nah, I can't get into it.
That's what you want to believe. I bet Lucas is rubbing his hands together, going, "Yes." Good.
Why? Okay, if you're gonna make the comment, like, why? Logically, why would he?
I mean, like at this point, like I said, at this point, I'm pretty sure he's just washed his hands and he's done.
Well, for sure, but like the Star Wars that he created to the Star, this is not subjective. Look at Star Wars when he was in control and what he wrote, and Star Wars now. They're night and day. And if anybody says they're the same or they're similar, you're drunk. You're hot. They're not. The only similarities that they have is what Filoni does in regards to stealing from EU to create those.
I think we're being messed with anyway, so I think we're
probably.
I'm on to you. So there's the fan event.
Yeah.
There's the Get Ready trailer. There's a Hero's Journey trailer, 1:28 on that one. Apparently they did a 15-year Clone Wars reunion, but that's an hour-long freaking video. A 7-minute 31-second Master and Apprentice. That's also having Dave Filoni. I think we might have to save that for maybe another time, because that'll be probably a clip one we'll have to rip into.
Yeah. We'll watch go over next week because there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to go over that we didn't get to.
What is it you wanted to get to?
Oh, well, I mean,
I've got time. I don't know about you. I've got time.
I don't know if it posted. It was just that whole freaking. You see that? It's all this Snow White stuff that keeps popping up.
Oh God.
Yeah, I keep seeing that like on my feed.
But yeah, and I've already been hearing so much about her, and I'm just kind of tired of
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like Wookie brought it up too. Like she's trending right now and everything, and I'm just like, I replied, I was like, dude, I've heard enough about her. Even like Rhinos talked about her. Freaking the spacing, they were talking about her. Back of the Ute, they were talking about her this morning on that, and I'm just like, I kind of tired about hearing about this bitch. I'm just like, I'm done. She's a dumb, vapid, idiotic actress that's very typical for Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know,
is she Gal Gadot's daughter?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. That's what I assumed, or I heard or read somewhere. Not read, but I think I heard.
No, they're just in a movie together, and Ziegler's playing Snow White while Gal Gadot's playing the witch or whatever. So yeah. Hey there, Jason. How's it going, man?
Hello, welcome.
I hope you're doing well, sir. So much stupid shit. So much.
All right, time for a palate cleanse.
Shit, I should have had something for a palate cleanse. I had the Ninja Turtles earlier. I probably should have saved that for now.
Well, what are your thoughts? So I said I think it's going to be bad. It's probably not going to be as bad as Kenobi because it's not going. There's no established characters in there. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to? I mean, I know
for Ahsoka.
Yeah, because I know that you think. I mean, you I know have said that like Kenobi was on a different level. I mean, my goodness, you came up with the clip about young Sung or stealing his soul. So I know, like, it's really bad for you, but like on what scale do you think it's?
I don't. Well, the thing, like, okay, so we talked about this when it came to like Book of Boba Fett. I didn't have as strong of a connection to the character. I like the character and everything. I've come to like a different appreciation of him, but like I didn't have that strong of an attachment to him. Like some people did, and some people were like, fuck this show sort of thing. They were done not having any of it. But so like for myself, it didn't affect me as much. While Kenobi is definitely a show that featured a character that I always loved, always liked, was always one of my favorites, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I always liked his character, even when it was just old man Ben. But then, like with the prequels and stuff like that, you really got to kind of get another side to Kenobi and everything, and see him more in action, see his relationship with Anakin and all that. So that and having gone through the Kenobi book and the prequel trilogy books, where again you get more character from him and everything, just going through that show was just brutal because it contradicts everything about Kenobi that we've seen, we've read, and stuff like that. It just did its damage in a hardcore way. So when it comes then to Ahsoka, again, she's a character that, yeah, I'm aware of, and at first didn't mind, but as time went on, definitely became more grating. And you start to see a lot of the problems, and just the fact that she's very much shoehorned in a timeline she does not belong in whatsoever. So I don't, and like, even though I've gone through Rebels, the characters I'm apathetic to, I guess would be the best way to put it. I just don't really care either which way. Not a lot of it affected me deeply, and especially then, like it was, they brought in a character like Thrawn and completely butchered him, butchered the look of the Chiss. So, this show, like, while I'm just more looking, I'll say, like, for sure, I'm looking forward to it in the aspects of I can't wait to rip into it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
And
back.
call it for being the shit that it is, that it's sure to be, because
It's just gonna be on a whole different level, I think.
it's just gonna be a different, and like, because there's gonna be a lot more of a hyper fan base behind this because of all the Filoni fanatics.
I guess we'll have to go back to our roots of like it'll be interesting because we'll be ripping on characters that are not established, like Fennec Shand and Cad Bane and freaking
right. Some of them are gonna be brand new.
Mando.
Like, we have a few brand new ones, and then all of them are gonna be established characters.
Established or not established?
Established, actually, because like it is, they have their. I mean, they don't have old establishment, but like we are gonna get Mon Mothma from the looks of it.
Well, yes,
and,
those type of those characters,
and it's looking like we are gonna get Anakin in this at some point.
I don't understand. Like, is it gonna be
from what I've been hearing?
Okay, so you said you have referenced the Mustafar scene. Is this gonna be? So the last, I know there's an episode in Rebels that I watched, part of it where Ahsoka is fighting Anakin. Is it Malachor 5?
Yes, that's Malachor.
Where she
fake Malachor
hits the mask or whatever.
Does the cracked mask,
the same thing that
they ripped off from another old EU comic book? Yes.
Okay. All right. I think Wookiee was saying that it was. I think I remember him talking about that scene.
Yeah.
So is that she can go world between worlds, and then she's gonna take Obi-Wan's place, and Anakin and her are gonna fight, and then she's gonna save Anakin?
There's been rumors that like for Obi-Wan is either like he's already dead on the ground or something, or like just a pile of clothes. But then that also
wasn't that Episode 3 alternate and where you could kill Obi-Wan.
That was when somebody, I think
At the
I was talking
PlayStation.
with Wookiee and them, and they were bringing it up, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the alternate ending in the PlayStation 2 game where
Yeah.
Anakin makes the jump and then strikes down Obi-Wan. And I think it force pushes him into the lava too.
I told my brother I'd do that to him.
I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like that. He's like, you tell me if we fought and you cut my arm and leg off, you use the forbidden move, was it the Moki or Mokai, or I forget how you pronounce it, but the forbidden move where you cut 2 limbs in one swing. He says, if I was on the lava, you'd push me in. I was like, yeah. And he'd be like, then he's like, dick. Dude, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like, like yeah. I think Anakin knew I think Obi-Wan knew he was still alive. I think deep down.
Oh, deep down he knew, but it was still like, oh shit, he did survive.
He's like, I'll just deal with you later.
It was at the
You're already down.
Dark
2
Lord
legs.
Rising book is when he finds out, oh yeah, oh shit, Vader's still alive.
Yeah. He's like, I'm taking all your limbs. You can't be much of a
Oh god. But then that's like where Qui-Gon reassures him this is a place that Anakin will never
be funny.
Or Vader will never set foot on Tatooine because it'll bring back too much of Anakin, and he does not want to admit that side of him.
It'd be funny if that fight scene was replaced with Peter Griffin's voice. Like, oh god, oh no,
okay.
Oh crap. And then Obi-Wan's like, oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, totally fine with the destruction of non-established characters, but I mean, it's like I don't think you can really destroy Mon Mothma any more than you did in Andor. This pacifist.
Oh god. Yeah, they
and then Bail did. I mean, and freaking Kenobi, man, like
in Kenobi, yeah, and like Bail, who was non-existent in Andor when he should have been.
And telling Leia, like, you can't tell anybody we know each other because it would bring trouble upon us or something. Or you can get, I forget what he said, but basically, like, you can't tell anybody that we know each other. Ugh. I can't.
Neither can I.
Well, it sounds like we got some more stuff to go over next week.
If anything. Well, I think a lot of our times can be focused on reviewing Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Especially since it's 2 episodes. Look at what we've done.
Well, hold on.
We've dedicated whole shows to
When does it drop? The 23rd?
Yeah, now it drops on the 22nd. It'll be like late night though. Or kind of into the
I'm mistaken. So we only have 3 days before it drops. We have another 7 to get caught up then. Because I'm not gonna watch it Tuesday. I don't think.
No.
Well, do you want to live stream it? Well, I guess we can't live stream it, but do you want to watch it? No.
Oh, I was saying no, we can't like watch it on the live stream, but
no, yeah,
or put it up on the screen, but
yeah. Well, how the hell does everybody else do it? Like, I guess because Theory doesn't, I guess, show it, huh? He just watches it and
yeah, he has like it all set up with a timer and crap like that. I don't.
You have to buy timer separate. Like, how do you do that on your computer?
OBS, yeah. Like I have a countdown thing before I start my gaming streams, so something like that probably.
But he's actually listening to his headphones, but he's commentating.
Yeah.
Do it the Discord. I don't know. Maybe you just let me know if you're gonna do it with Wookiee, but I figure.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that with Wookiee, but it's unfortunate when you're working.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I guess if I really want to just fuel the rage at work, I could just
watch. You chime in and watch
it on my lunch break.
You mean when Obi-Wan?
Well, I guess I could.
What time is it?
Wait, hold on. What time does it drop?
It drops Tuesday night Pacific time. Midnight? I forgot what time. No, they didn't do it at midnight.
They're not doing it because normally they do it at 1 a.m. because I could watch it. I'd be up.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's
I
true.
don't-
You would be up late.
Yeah. Unless they wouldn't do
I
it.
mean,
at
it's
6
even later for Wookiee and them, so.
Yeah. But they wouldn't do it in the afternoon. They've never done it in an afternoon. They've always done it 1 a.m. Oh, is it 6 o'clock?
So Ahsoka episodes Tuesday 9/8 Central.
So 10 us.
So it's like 9. It's like 9, I think, Pacific, and that's like for us that would be like 10.
Delay until 10:30.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. Okay, yeah. I see that now.
I don't know time zones, so I don't know.
I hate it sometimes trying to figure that stuff out.
Oh, I'll figure it out.
Yep,
Can't
absolutely.
watch music 'cause I'm be too busy freaking watching Rebels. But I already
guess we should have set. I guess we should have figured that out sooner, but oh well. Yeah, Hitman, it's gonna be 4 hours of complaining.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
without
we're
a doubt.
complaining together.
Exactly.
Miserable together.
And that the quote unquote force is in everyone while still giving off creeper vibes. Maybe that's the true reason why Obi-Wan had to be by himself in the. Oh no. Don't do my boy dirty like that. I guess it's wrong. Well, unless there's anything else you wanted to tackle, I did put a bunch of stuff, but I don't know what I'm feeling up to now.
Yeah.
Ugh. Especially with what's to come already.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I want to drain myself on stuff.
Yeah. Because I think Saturday's going to be very, very heavily just Ahsoka.
Yep. And so keep an eye out. Wednesday night will be probably I'll be joining Wookiee and them. We're gonna be doing the watch party thing. It's gonna be something else for sure. And I might still kind of watch it on my own again just to take notes for Saturday. Oh, I'm gonna be watching this probably way too much. But
Were you taking notes? I wasn't going to take notes.
You weren't? Okay.
No.
Well, if you're not.
No, I just watched a bit. I tried with Andor and I just got burned out. I just couldn't do it.
I don't blame you. That was kind of a slog. But
I don't think I don't know. I don't. Hopefully, I won't need to because I'll be through Rebels hopefully by then. So I'm gonna just power through this stuff. I could probably get through season 1 tonight. They're only 25 minutes, so I could probably get done by midnight. They're only 15 episodes.
Okay, Ariel, I'll take your point here. No fracture. This is that creeper Obi-Wan from the series, not the wholesome one from the original 6 movies. Okay. I can go with that.
Is Grungy in Rebels?
Oh, the Wookiee from
the one that's
Batch?
training Omega to be a Jedi.
I don't believe so. No.
He's in episode 2.
What?
He's in episode 2
of what? Ahsoka?
Rebels.
Oh no! Oh no, he's not.
Yes, I'm looking at him right here.
Well, they certainly didn't name the Wookiee.
That's Gunji, dude.
Dude, all Wookiees look alike.
What are you talking? That's messed up, dude. It's so fractured.
I was waiting to see what your reaction was gonna be.
How dare you? It's like saying Zalbar and Chewbacca are the same.
Man, Wookiees look alike.
It's the most messed up thing you said on this show today.
I don't know if it's the most messed up thing, but it's possible.
Today.
Oh, today. Okay. Hey,
yes. That is 100% Gungy, dude.
Yeah, he would be old. He would be old in Rebels because he'd be a little older than he was in Bad Batch.
Wookiees don't.
Rebels is close to the end of the getting to A New Hope. Battle of Yavin territory. And have you guys seen all of the Clone Wars series? I have.
We got up.
I
haven't watched last season.
But I again, it's not quite fresh in my memory, but I've seen it. Asking because of that one Jedi with the 4 arms that was basically killing clones for the fun of it. Was he actually a Sith or something else? Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. He would have been probably bordering in the Dark Jedi territory, not Sith, but definitely Dark Jedi. Because, I mean, hey, the war did a lot of messed up things to the Jedi, and there was a darkness thanks to Palpatine being spread across the galaxy.
Rude.
So they
How
were
spread darkness.
They were being clouded. So, yeah, he probably would have been like Dark Jedi. Considered he wasn't practicing as a Sith or any in the Sith teachings or embroiled in that. So that's what he would have been.
Everyone wants to talk about besmirching Palpatine, and he's just Old just trying to make a living out there, dude.
Hey, he was just trying to bring a new order to the galaxy.
Trying to bring everybody together, dude.
Absolutely. So yeah, and then like it is on Wednesday, Thursday, I'll probably be doing my usual gaming streams. I'm now playing Jedi Academy, so pumped for that. So I played through like the first, was it like 5 or 6 missions? I got through the first chunk too. Played through Hoth. That was fun. It was fun doing that again. Jedi Academy.
What are your thoughts
such a
about
great
trying
game.
to figure out how to do Battlefront?
What's that?
What are your thoughts about trying to figure out how to do Battlefront?
The original one?
Mm-hmm.
We'll
I don't even know if they still have servers. I don't remember.
Battlefront 2, last I knew they had active servers, but although I don't know how active people are in that game, I'll have to look again.
I mean, they're freaking YouTube's. I got YouTube videos popping up on my feed.
Oh, you don't mean the 2017 one, do you?
I don't know.
The EA Battlefront 2?
I don't know because there's so many mods out there, so I don't know. I'd have to go back and kind of relook at them.
All right, let me know and we'll look at it.
But I played the original with like the Battle of the Heroes or whatnot.
Right. The 2005 one.
Yeah.
That one is peak because that one actually had basically an Imperial storyline.
Yeah.
Because you played through as the clones and you played as the 501st.
Yeah.
So you got to even play up until the Empire and kicking rebel ass.
Yeah.
Unlike the new one, which bait and switched your ass and you changed out after like 3 missions and you were the rebels.
Right? So mad, dude.
So yeah, do you have? So you're waiting on parts for your computer, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, you gotta get it. But I'm thinking about because I've been so sick. I'm thinking about possibly jumping on tomorrow and just playing some SWTOR. It depends on how I feel, but I was actually thinking about asking you what you were doing tomorrow.
I think I could maybe arrange that. I'll just have to reinstall it.
Yeah. I think I saw mine installed. I was thinking about it, but like I said, I've not done anything this weekend. I just been
just let me know.
Resting. So I thought about that. I was like, I got the bug. So
wasn't he also trying to set up the Empire to fight against the Vong? As he is in Palpatine, that became some of the canon to it. Yeah, and that was also like partly an extra reason for sending Thrawn out was to have him get the bordering territories set up. And also it was a bit of politicking because a lot of the Imperials apparently didn't like Thrawn, especially the Grand Admirals that were all the humans, and they didn't like the Chiss that came in. So Palpatine did a little politicking and, quote unquote exiled him, but it appeased the other leadership. Saying that still sucked. They should have kept you a part of the Empire up until the end. Yeah, for Battlefront 2017, that was stupid. But hey, the 2005 one is out there. You can get on GOG for cheap. Still join servers, and hopefully they have some servers active. I'll check again, and we'll see. But otherwise, yeah. And I think with that, we will call it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Ariel for coming in and joining the chat. Wookie be bad as always. Static 2020, always a bro. We had Duke Devil here earlier. He kind of vanished. Jason for coming in as well. Thank you all so. Oh, and Forking Around, becoming a new person hanging out. Much appreciated, y'all. So with that, I'll say good night, goodbye, and have a good one. Oh, wait, I gotta get there. Where is it? There we go. Boy.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter